No, he's been doing a bit of running, that is for sure. So umpire Lockheed is going to get this game underway. Ben Muggerman in the ruck for the North Warrnambool Eagles, and Cameron White is going to do the ruck duties for the Hamilton Kangaroos.
Rightio, let's get round 4 action underway. Umpire Lockheed, nice throw up, and White got a really commanding tap down. Tried to follow it up. Pepper's in there, gathered by Quinn and gets it out towards Jackson Grundy, who takes a nice mark on centre wing. Plays on quickly, nice pick up. Keast gathers. He'll go along centre wing. Adam Wines out in front, uncontested, takes a really nice mark, and they look to get it moving forward pretty quickly. The North Warrnambool Eagles, 55 from home. He'll go short by foot to his brother, just to make the distance. Gets the wax back inside 50 numbers. That was Murray who got the tap down, and they're going to try and clear the Hamilton Kangaroos through Duncan Retch in that back line. Gets it, finds Ubergang, and they've moved the ball all right there, the Kangaroos, to try and get it out. Quinn once again on that centre wing. Ubergang trying to get the 1-2. They look to go inside the corridor to Pepper. Plenty of numbers around the football and no real clearing disposal in that last little 30 seconds, and we'll have a stoppage right on centre wing.
Yeah, it's been a pretty ferocious kind of start to this contest. You can see that intensity from the Eagles, I reckon, from the outset. Muggerman goes up against White again. Muggerman wins it down this time. Pushed it towards the boundary line. The ball goes out of bounds, and we're going to have a ball up on that far outer side here at Bushfield. The game's virtually a minute and a half old. And a nice, healthy crowd, as I said, at the Bushfield Recreation Reserve this afternoon. Expect a fair bit of play on this far outer side today. Big boundary throw in. Muggerman and White again. Muggerman wins that one down. Coming through. Nice play there by Rory Gill. You marked him early, Hilly. Kicks down the line. The ball goes out of bounds, and we're going to have a ball up. Virtually smack bang on centre wing. Ice Kelson, any matchups that you can see for us, all thanks to Rent for Keeps?
No, not particularly. I'm going to like the ruck contest. I reckon Muggerman and White. White had the best of him at the first tab. He got a beautiful leap for a big lad. Made a little statement there even at the first bounce, I reckon. But that's the one I'm looking forward to watching.
Murray got the handball out of Rory Gill, works around on the right boot and kicks it to half forward. Chasing it back there is Jackson Grundy, goes by hand, finds Keast, that's Bailey Keast, looking to Harry Keast, and he'll get it to Dion Johnston. He'll look to clear, and he finds a vacant Tate Porter right at half back. Was looking to play on, but just decided to go back behind the mark. Short kick out in front of Matty Wise, but a nice mark taken in the end there by Luke Barnes on true centre wing. So they match up pretty well defensively already. The Kangaroos goes into the corridor, a drop mark there by Waldron, inside 50 for the second time. Darcy Russell's a man, a good punch by Joe McKinnon.
He's a big boy, Russell, isn't he?
Absolutely. From Coleraine, and will be one to watch out for. Let's go down to Tildy Cutter, all thanks for Rents to Keeps.
Thanks, Hilly. One matchup I've noticed, mate, not so much a matchup, but a bit of a positional change for the Eagles, is Dion Johnson's lined up at half-back today. So, I think he's been a bit quiet in the last couple of weeks. Good position to get yourself back in the game, half-back sometimes.
He looks like he's gone to the cage too in Hamish Waldron, so that'll be a great contest to watch. Coming through there was Mortal, had his head ripped off there. Free kick's going to go to Lukey Ubergang for the Hamilton Kangaroos. Got that knee heavily strapped, his right knee. Kicks to the hot spot. Big pack. McKinnon over the top with a fist. Keith Rose at the bottom of the pack. Tommy Batten in there. They're crashing in here. Here's Pepper. Little smother. Well done there by Keith. That was Harry Keith that time. Marked that one down as a Matco highlight of the day. He saved possibly Ice Kelson. The first goal of the game for the Hamilton Kangaroos.
Yeah, it certainly was. And we're getting some highlights early. Pretty good contest, though, even at this early stage, Matty. We haven't played long, but both sides are ripping in pretty hard.
Yeah, they certainly are, Eyes. So ball goes up once again over the back of the pack, or Keith had his head ripped off. Umpire said yes, and Harry will get the resultant free kick. So he's got his cousin on if he wants to use him out far wide. He's got Wine short. That's Luke. Oh, bad kick that time. Intercepting and stepping around one. Left foot kick. Tommy Batten on the last line of defence does really well for the North Warrnambool Eagles. And they saved a certain goal there. So McKinnon, bad kick though. It's going to come straight back in. The youth of the Hamilton Kangaroos. High up and under. Johnson flies. Free kick. He might have been a little bit stiff there. He did certainly go for the grab, but I think it might have been the hands in the back. And Waldron, the captain of the coach of the Hamilton Kangaroos, going to go back and have a shot directly in front, 25 metres out.
I'll tell you what, I like the work of Ben Starkey before, and probably had a bit more time to have a shot on the run of goal. But let's see what Waldron can do.
So here he goes, Hamish Waldron. This will be a great start for the Hamilton Kangaroos. Comes in, kicks on its way, pokes at it. He pokes at it, but he hit the post. Hit the post. He was stiff. The goal umpire went down too.
We might have to get Huck Barker up here to replace him.
That's a little Arts and K injury update. Just poked it a little bit there, Waldron. Would have been a really good start, kicking into the teeth of that breeze.
Yeah, he was just trying to keep it low out of the breeze, wasn't he? And just didn't quite get it there.
So here goes McKinnon now for the North Warrnambool Eagles. He plays on, usually a thumping kick of the football, and this time he doesn't let us down. Big kick over the back. There's Muggerman. Lewis just overruns the football. Good tackle that time by Muggerman. Quick handball comes out into attack once again. Batten in front there. There's little Benny Starkey again. He's looking dangerous. Coming through. Free kick's going to go, though, to Porter for the North Warrnambool Eagles for holding the football across half-back.
Tildy, their smalls look dangerous from the Hamilton Kangaroos, all thanks to Rent for Keeps.
They do definitely look lively. I've just, with Dion Johnson back here at half-back, you're going to get a lot of good stuff, but I think times you might have your heart in your mouth a little bit if you're the coach. Trying to take a hanger, couple deep in a pack, 30 metres out from goal.
I'll tell you what, would have been pretty good if he nailed it.
Yeah, might have been Hilly, but he was a fair way off marking him, mate, down here.
Callum Grundy gets it back to Porter. That's Tate Porter. So we've got a number of brothers. Big fly and a highlight of the day contender for Matco High, and I reckon that might be Charles Murray on that outer side wing. Looks to go forward to Starkey. Reaching back there was Jackson Grundy. Good enough to go to Batten by hand, and a spearing pass to Luke Wines inside the centre square. Chip kick over the top into, that's Keast. The young fella that's coming is Tommy Keast, and Wines will go inside forward 50 into the Adam Wines direction and takes a nice mark. The wind just adjusted beautifully for Wines to be in front, and he'll look to kick his first goal. And the first goal of the afternoon, about 30 metres out on a very slightish angle. So Adam Wines, he's been a great defender for many years, probably spent more of his time up forward in the last couple of seasons, and a very, very good mobile player. So Wines from 30 metres out for his first of the afternoon, and it's just pushed it to the right of the goal stick and a minor score. So it's 1 point apiece on the Shojin Concrete scoreboard. We've played 8 minutes in this first term. Greg Calston, Hampton League Live.
Yeah, and first real foray deep into their forward line there for North Warrnambool. Even Stevens, pretty much. Both sides have just missed narrowly goals, haven't they? So all even to begin with.
Absolutely it is. So a scrappy kind of...
bit wind. I reckon the wind's playing a little part, Matty.
Yeah, definitely. No doubt at all, Eyes. Tough conditions, probably the first time in season 2022. So Stacks on the mill once again. True half-forward position. Umpire Chris Mew.
There, boys, isn't there?
There's a lot of numbers around that football. And umpire Chris Mew looks like the Cheeto Tiger, to be honest.
You alluded to the fact, though, Scotty, that both sides play sort of a pretty defensive brand, don't they?
I think on this little ground, Eyes, it gets exaggerated a little bit for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a pokey ground, that is for sure. Here comes James now, meets the football, handball comes out. There's Waldron. He gets it onto a teammate. Little kick over the top, and nice kick. No, play on, goes through the hands. I think it might have been touched off the boot there. Keast, he ducks under one, could have been taken high. They're crashing in, that is for sure. So it's 1 point apiece here in our Hammond League Live match of the day. We have ticked over 9 minutes on the Battery World time clock, and no goal scored in the first 9 minutes of this contest here at the Bushfield Recreation Reserve. But they are swinging the changes left, right and centre. So McKinnon is going to go up against Darcy Russell. No one really wins it down. Here's Big Russell. Oh, the big man steps around a couple. Kicks to the hot spot. Good fist away by Batten. Porter comes through nice and hard. Handball comes back. High up and under kick that time by, I think it might have been Pepper. Sitting underneath it was a youngster. Quick hands there from the Hamilton Kangaroos. Taken high, and I reckon umpire Lockheed was just in the wrong position. As I go down to you, Scotty Carter, all thanks to Rent for Keeps. He just missed that one.
Yeah, he just did. I'll tell you what, I'm impressed by number 54 for the Hamilton Kangaroos. His name just
Starkey.
That's him. He's lively little forward, isn't he? Very lively.
I like Cook too. I reckon he looks like he has a crack.
Presents well, and holding the ball there, a really good tackle there by the Hamilton Kangaroos. And it's going to be number 28, Rory Gill, will have another set shot for the Hamilton Kangaroos. For Synod Accountant stats, 5 inside forward 50s for the Kangaroos to the 2 for the North Warrnambool Eagles. So they're getting a presence in there early. So What's he going to do? Is he going to go for set shots?
Kick straight at the left goal post.
Here we go. Rory Gill runs around the mark, looks to go left, and it's another minus score.
Tricky, isn't it?
Kicked too far to the left.
Didn't he?
So 2 behind the Kangaroos, 1 behind the North Warrnambool Eagles. Just over 10 minutes gone on the Battery World time clock, and that's all on the Shojin Concrete scoreboard. So Joey McKinnon directing, playing a big booming kick outside of defence through the fingers of Callett. Handball comes out. White's there for the Hamilton Kangaroos. Judah Green making his presence felt there as well. Matty Wines wheels out the handball, trying to find a teammate. And in numbers again, the Kangaroos are trying to rebound that exit from inside forward 50 from the North Warrnambool Eagles. And they'll go inside forward 50 again, but a little bit wide. And we'll have a free kick to North Warrnambool, and I reckon it might be young Keast or Tommy James.
It's a funny wind. I don't know. It seems like they get a bit of distance at times, kicking back down this way too.
Yeah, probably it might be blustery.
Yeah. Blustery for sure, mate. But I think this side of the ground, the commentary side of the ground, is the definitely the attacking side of the ground.
The Hamilton boys seem to be on top possession-wise too, just at the minute, I think.
Yeah, they're certainly they've hit this contest nice and hard, that is for sure. There's Jackson Grundy, kicks down the line that time. Ball goes out of bounds. Wines happy to see go out of bounds, and we're going to have another ball up on that far outer side here at the Bushfield Recreation Reserve. It's 2 behinds, 2 points to Kangaroos. North Warrnambool Eagles 1 behind, 1 point. Shojin Rock Hard Concrete scoreboard. We have ticked over 11 and a half minutes in this first quarter, all thanks to Clinton Bolsh and that magnificent Warrnambool Nissan. What a motor vehicle it is. We'll always remember the big man, Big Bolshy. Here goes Chop. Lewis, good to see him back in the ones. Diving mark by Parrish. Beautiful kick by Jared Lewis. And Parrish didn't let him down, and he's going to go back and try and slot the first goal of the afternoon from about 35 metres out on a slight angle. He's usually a beautiful kicker. The football is Dylan Parrish. And we're going to see really what this wind's doing out here at Bushford on this kick. Lewis played reserves last week against the Blues. Ernie's right back into this side. They're a better team with Chopper Lewis here.
Reserves games.
First game of Lincoln Reserves. But I think this is his spot. He deserves to be back into this team. So Parrish comes in, kicks on its way. He doesn't let us down. That's the first goal of the afternoon to Dylan Parrish. And the Eagles faithful are happy to have him back. So they go to 1-1-7. They lead the Hamilton Kangaroos 2 behinds, 2 points. Beautiful play that time by Jared Lewis. Hit him up and he didn't let him down, Ice Kelson.
Nah, beautiful kick. I don't think the breeze is having a huge influence as to which end of the ground you're going to score from. It's just, as Tildy said downstairs, it's blustery because he had no problem steering that through at the town end, and you would have thought, if anything, that is the end that would be hard to kick to, but it doesn't appear like it's going to have a big factor. Hilly.
Umpire Lockheed back in the middle, and Callett up against White, and White got the tap down. The clearance from Wines, who Adam Dowie said they're going to spend a bit of time on the ball this afternoon. A good defensive punch away there by the Kangaroos, and gets it towards centre wing. Matty Wines, gang tackle there by the Kangaroos of 3. And they get a little bit of distance on a toe poke forward, and we'll have a boundary throw in right on true centre wing. Tildy Carter, all thanks to Rent for Keeps.
Obviously, Adam Dowie would have been very pleased to get a goal on the ball, but he would have been also pleased with the way that Lewis dropped his eyes there and hit up a leading target. I think last week, and against Croydon, they were guilty of just bombing the ball inside the forward 50 when they were going forward.
Birmingham, handballs, finds Porter, gets it to Callum Grundy, inside forward 50, out in Parrish direction, and he takes a nice mark and looking to kick his second in a row.
Good play this play.
And didn't spear the pass or anything, Callum Grundy, Ice Carlson, just put it out in front, and Parrish did a nice bit of marking work there, as a key forward does.
And when Parrish is up and going, he's as good as the competition has on offer. He is unbelievable when his body's right and he's fit and raring to go. That's no surer way when he's kicking from 45 or thereabouts that I'm going to moz him than kicking for goal. But steered the last one through beautifully.
He kicked 100 in his time up in the Hamilton, the Horsham District League. Comes in a very set approach and does enough to kick his second in a row for the North Warrnambool Eagles. Gets very good purchase off his kick.
Off 3 or 4 steps, he gets beautiful purchase.
I reckon goals are going to be hard to come by today, so I reckon they're going to be a couple of nice kicks from about 35 out from Dylan Parrish.
Well, his finishing is a difference at the moment.
Absolutely. So they go to 2-1-13, the Eagles. Hamilton Kangaroos 2 behinds, 2 points. Shojin Rock Hard Concrete scoreboard. How the Cats going against the Dockers, Hilly?
5 goals, 1, 31 to 3-3-21.
That's around the grounds, all thanks to McLaren Hunt Financial Group. for all your financial needs. Ball back in the middle now. It's going to be Kellett going up against White. Free kick's going to come out here. Want to know what that was for?
Been a contentious issue when even in the AFL. That Shepherd out of the ruck contest.
Yeah. It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is weird.
I might go to a midfielder here. Might have been just a bit of hanging on. Rory Gill.
Football. So Rory Gill, he's been nice and busy in this first term for the Hamilton Kangaroos. High up and under this time. The big man, Russell, just goes through his hands at the bottom of the pack. The Kangaroos getting good numbers, just can't quite gather there. There's Joey McKinnon. He goes back to Keast. Keast kicks down around the body, right in front of the coach's boxes out here. Can't quite gather there. That time was Duncan Wrench. And the ball goes out of bounds, and we are going to have a ball up just in front of the commentary box here at the Bushfield Recreation Reserve. Eagles lead by 11 points.
So Kellett, who's done a power of work in the ruck, was terrific last week against the dual youngsters of the Warrnambool Blues, gets the tap down. Matty Wines crashes through and gets a nice handball to Keast, gets it to Adam Wines, who'll get for distance. Inside forward 50 he goes, looking for Parrish, working back now for the Kangaroos is going to be Tane Morris. He'll have a big job this afternoon. Gets the 1-2 and will look to clear. Good kick towards centre-half back and finds Charles Murray. They'll go inside the corridor and they're building something here. Here comes Nathan Fall. Inside forward 50, out in front of Cook. Just slipped through his fingers, gathers. Can he get the handball out? His gang tackle there by the Eagles defence, who are absolutely sensational. And they see it over the boundary line for a boundary throw-in.
Terrific play from, was it Morris, down back? He just...
really good. Composed.
Composed himself, delivered the ball beautifully, and all of a sudden it's in the Hamilton forward line. They need to be kicking a goal out of this 4A forward, I reckon.
So 11 points the margin. Russell in the ruck, and it's a clearing kick out of defence there by Wines. Lewis did really well to impact the contest and then get the clearing football down towards centre-half forward to Parrish direction. He'll go around the body inside forward 50. Well-weighted kick to Luke Wines, and that was clever. Good footy awareness from Dylan Parrish, and Luke Wines will have a shot at goal.
Have lifted in the last 5 minutes, North, haven't they? Really lifted.
Oh, I tell you what, look, I've been impressed. They've got a lot of young kids, Hamilton. You know, and I know they're trailing on the scoreboard at the moment, but, geez, they move the ball well when they get it in the open.
Yeah, and they play with confidence and flair.
So Luke Wines from 40 metres out, 45-degree angle, comes in. It's working its way around. That's a great goal. That is a snag of the day contender.
Might finish up the scoring in there. You know, it's you wouldn't pick it sitting here looking at the flags, but
they did win the toss and elect to go that in. That's what I couldn't work out. Till it's definitely the score and then back to the city, is it?
Oh, hard to say, boys. I think it's more of a blustery cross breeze, to be honest. But I think the difference in the game so far is that last kick inside the forward 50. Parrish has been hit out twice in the lead. All of a sudden, Parrish gets outside 50, hits up Wines on the lead.
Well, they're getting in kickable positions, aren't they? Getting at about 40 out.
They are, and I think they've taken probably 5 marks inside their forward 50 at the moment, you know, halfway through the first quarter. I think Adam Dowie was disappointed last week. I think they took 11 for the whole game last week, so a bit of a difference already.
Yeah, absolutely. And Parrish has been involved in all 3 goals. Scoring involvements. Very good player. He's Waldron, the coach of the Kangaroos. Kicks it forward now, looking for the little fella in Starkey. Goes through his hands. James there to mop up. Adam Wines cross half back now. Handballs down, looking for his brother Luke. Ball goes out of bounds, and we're going to have a pull up on that far outer side once again. So 3-1-19 the Eagles, 2 behinds, 2 points to the Kangaroos. Shojan Rock Hard Concrete scoreboard. First term, all thanks to Clinton Bolsh, Warrnambool Nissan. 19 minutes gone, Battery World time clock.
Boundary throwing to occur. And I'll tell you what a great day. We had that wintry sort of feel about it this morning. That sun is certainly out. White in there amongst Kellett does well through traffic. Jalen Porter at the bottom of the pack. Starkey's in there as well. He's busy for a youngster. And we'll have another stoppage right on that half-forward line. Not far away from the Shojan Concrete scoreboard. 3-1-19 to 2 behinds. The Kangaroos trailing. White got the tap down. Again, just a number of players around the stoppage. Handball comes out, and seeing it is Scott Mortar, who was absolutely sensational last week, Tildy Carter, in his debut game for the North Warrnambool Eagles. Kicked 3 and looked lively.
He was lively, and he's got a bit of spark about him too. He didn't mind a celebration after he hit the scoreboard, so good on him.
So boundary throw in, about 70 metres out from the Hamilton Kangaroos goal. Kellett's in there, as is Mortar once again, playing up the ground a little bit further this afternoon. And again, we'll have another stoppage. And probably a little bit closer, maybe 5 metres closer, 65 out from the Kangaroos' goal. So 20 minutes almost ticked over on the Battery World time clock, and White gets a tap down. Murray gets the football, looks to get the handball out to a teammate. Johnston provides the Shepherd, which I love. And they try to draw the player here. Here comes Jackson Grundy to Tommy Batson. He'll go short by foot. Looking for Harry Keys. He'll go over to the top to Birmingham. Just lost it midair. Brady Hicks works it back. Goes high up and under into the corridor. Big fly. Porter couldn't drag it down. Here comes Jalen Porter. Looks a lot like his dad, Jason.
Does he ever?
Kicks it forward, and a nice bit of work there by Jack Hickey, the former Camperdown Magpie, who is well and truly entrenched himself in the Hamilton Kangaroos army.
Yeah, let's go around the grounds, all thanks to McLaren Hunt Financial Group. Cobden taking on the Port Fairy Seagulls this afternoon, and little Wayne Henry Robertson, for the first time in 2022, joins the Hammond League Live team. Henry, how are you, buddy?
G'day, boys. Going very well, thank you. So we're at the 12-minute mark of the first quarter. It's Cobden to 1-3-9, leading Port Fairy to 1 behind.
Beautifully done, mate, and you must be a proud old boy watching the young fella go around, mate.
Yeah, no, it's good, mate. We've got another debutant here today too in Luke Smith. So we've got a few young ones in, mate, which is always nice to see.
Fantastic, Henry. Looking forward to catching up with you right throughout the afternoon back here. And Adam Wines has taken a nice mark, and he's going to go back and have a shot on a 45-degree angle about 35 metres out. This is for the fourth for the term for the North Warrnambool Eagles. Comes in, kicks on its way. And I'll tell you what, their goal kicking has been on today. 4 goals, 1, 25. The Eagles, they lead the Hamilton Kangaroos 2 behind 2 points on the Shojan Rockhard Concrete scoreboard. And Ice Kelson, they have been kicking goals that normally probably be 50-50 kicks, but they've slotted them all today.
Well, they're efficient. Just about every time they've gone forward, they've hit the scoreboard. Whereas Kangaroos, to my mind, probably haven't got reward for effort. Some of their effort early just didn't get them a score. So that's the difference at the minute.
Absolutely. Let's continue our Around the Grounds, all thanks to McLaren Hunt Financial Group. And Jace Kennedy, a.k.a. Crazy, a.k.a. Numbnuts, has been kind enough to join us. And Jace, Terang Mortlake taking on the Warrnambool Blues up at the DC Farron Oval in Mortlake. What's happening up there, Crazy?
Yes, Matty, the 22-minute mark, Terang Mortlake 2-2-14 to Warrnambool 2-1-13. And we had a debutant today, young Ned Roberts. First kick was a goal, and it was the first goal for the game. So, yeah.
Brilliant. That is fantastic, mate. Isn't that exciting to see? And Ned would be...
Nicky Roberts.
Nicky Roberts. Roberts. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Good little
Nicky
player.
and Sharon Roberts, known as Miss Warrendoo. Yeah.
I love it, mate. Good on you, Jace. Looking forward to catching up right throughout the afternoon.
No worries.
Beautifully done. Isn't it good? First kick, first goal in Hammond League footy. Nice mark taken by Jared Lewis. He's been busy for the Eagles. He's got the snooze man in the middle if he wants to use him. Chips over the top. Now it goes longer. Looking for Judah Green. Young kid. I like the way this kid goes about his football. He plays on quickly. Looks for Parrish. Just kicks into space. Going to beat them all out of bounds. No, Parrish keeps it in. He's wrapped up, but the ball goes out of bounds, and we're going to have a ball up in that pocket. That's the Eagles leading by 23 points. Scotty Carter, all thanks to Redford keeps in the boundary.
Yeah, on fire, Parrish. He's kicked 2 goals. Passed one to Luke Wines to create the 3rd goal, and that last goal North Warrnambool got there, he gave the handball to Birmingham, who hit up Wines in the lead. So he's had a hand in every goal so far, Parrish.
10 inside forward 50s for the Eagles, 5 inside 50 marks for 4 goals. So they're dominating the stat sheet, all thanks to Synod Account Stats.
Just can't buy a mark inside their 450 at the moment, Hamilton, can they? They've had opportunities, they just can't hit a target up.
And gone through hands and stuff too, haven't they? Marks probably they should have held. So they'll need to sharpen that up a little bit.
They look to get that defensive exit through Pepper, and they do inside the centre square, but just working back nicely is Keast. And that's Bailey Keast, 1 of 3. Goes to Batten inside forward 50. Good strong mark from the big man, Ben Callett, 50 from home. And I'll tell you what, that was a really nice mark. Gets it to Jackson Grundy. Side steps, gets it to Mortar from 50. Standing start. What a goal this will be. That's a Lucas Brothers snag of the day contender from Scotty Mortar.
It's unbelievable.
Reese has got to be to that end. They're sailing through down that end, Matty.
Yeah,
I know it doesn't look like it, but it has to be.
That was off one step then, too.
He's a good goal kicker, this kid.
That was unbelievable.
What's his footy history, Hilly?
I come from the GFL, played at Grovedale. I think he played 8 games last year in the seniors for 14 goals.
Having a brief look at him last week and again today, he looks a real opportunist. You know, he might only get 5 or 6 kicks, but he might kick us 3 goals for the game sort of thing.
That's a good goal off one step. And you're right, Lucas Brothers Snagger, that A contender for mine. Hamilton Kangaroos need to respond here. Umpire Chris Muir with the ball back in the middle of the ground now. This time it's Muggerman wins it down to Wines. It's his brother Adam now wrapped up. He's going absolutely nowhere. And we are going to have a secondary bounce. We've played 26 minutes in the first term. It's been all the Eagles in the back half of this first quarter. Ball goes up once again. Muggerman, big fist away that time. Here goes Keast. That's Bailey. Nice kick it was too. Plays on quicker to Wines. Wines now looks back inboard. Looks for Benny Kellett. Little bit of body work there. Good fist away. There's Keast. Gets the handball back to Muggerman. Back to Porter. Steps around one. Kick into a little bit of space there. Goes through the hands that time of Keast. There's Judah Green. Handball to Wines. Just sells a bit of candy there to Snooze. Takes a little bit back in time there. Keast kick smothered. The defence of the Hamilton Kangaroos, they are under siege at the moment. Quick kick out of the pack. Coming through to meet is Chopper Lewis. He's had plenty of the football in this first quarter. Kicks and a nice mark, contested mark there with a bit of pressure and a bit of heat taken by Judah Green. And he's going to go back and have a shot about 46 metres out on a slight angle. They've kicked very, very well in this first term, the North Warrnambool Eagles. Judah Green, the youngster, comes in, kicks on its way now, and I reckon he's kicked it as well. What an absolute goal-kicking display in this first term. Ice Kelston, Tildy Carr, this has been unbelievable goal-kicking.
It's actually in dangerous territory now for the Kangaroos. Just the finishing at North's been sublime, hasn't it? Like, absolutely unbelievable. 6 goals won now, Matty, with a tricky bruise. It's, you've got to take your hats off to him.
Tildy Carter, all thanks to Rent for Keeps.
Yeah, they haven't looked like missing really, the Eagles, have they? But that goal was sort of manufactured off half-back. They were very good at being able to three a man up spare behind the footy at the stoppage and just fed the footy backwards. I think it's something that Hamilton need to be aware of and make sure they've got an even spread at a stoppage and man on man.
Well, that's probably happened the last 3 inside forward 50s for the Kangaroos. Just Keast has just rolled back as that loose defender and been able to get that exit kick out, Tildy.
Yeah, for sure. It's just something that they, as I said, you're better off making a one-on-one, making a genuine contest back there.
So Quinn's in there for the Hamilton Kangaroos, dance around, but it was stolen by Judah Green. Got the handball out, trying to find a teammate. In there is Brady Hicks, the skipper for the Kangaroos. Busy are the small players for the North Warrnambool Eagles. It's on the cusp of 50. They're trying to get it moving forward. And umpire Andrew Lockheed says they tried a little bit too hard, the Kangaroos, and a free kick will go to Jet Birmingham. So they've kicked the last 6. He looks to punt immediately from 50 to Wormburner inside forward 50. Waiting to bounce over the top was Parrish, and they might concede here, the Kangaroos, and they do through Andrew Pepper and a minor score. So 6-2-38. What a dominant first term it's been by the North Warrnambool Eagles. A statement game as well, as their last 2 performances have probably been under par for their liking. And Pepper looks to play on and just goes through his intended target. Didn't quite hit him. Here comes Rory Gill. Gathered, trying to get rid of it, but it was dispossessed, and now it's Adam Wines inside forward 50. Poke in front of Callett, who's going to get the free kick. Held on to, and they're going to look to kick their 7th. And as you said, Ice is looking at dangerous territory at the moment with another shot at goal.
Absolutely, and the way they've been kicking the ball, certainly quite possible they'll put this one through too, Trent.
6-2-38, Callett. 25 to 30 metres out, 45-degree angle, so very similar position from where Judah Green was only moments ago. And he's going to look to get his first look on the scoreboard. Comes in, and I reckon he's just pushed it to the left and a minor score. So 6-3-39. They lead. The Kangaroos 2 behind. Shojin Concrete scoreboard. It's a 37-point margin as we're nearing quarter time here in the Clinton Bowl. Warrnambool Nissan first term.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, they need a quick goal or something here, I reckon, just to spark them up a little bit, the Kangaroos. Nice kick that time to White. He goes inboard to Pepper, the doctor. He wants to switch the football. Beautiful kick of the football it was too. Can't quite pick up who it is on that far outer side. He goes back inboard now, so they're just They're kind of zigzagging a little bit for mine. So White's the target again. Kick's got to be good. Wasn't. Put McNeil under a little bit of pressure. Handball comes out now to Barnes. Barnes kicks down the line. Good mark. Oh, had his head ripped off too. Had his head ripped off. Yeah, I'd be looking for 52 down there, but good grab in the end for the Hamilton Kangaroos. Kicks in, board. They play on quickly. They want to play good, quick brand of footy, which I don't mind. Just edging under the football there was McKinnon. He's been solid in this first term for the North Warrnambool Eagles, and right on cue as the siren sounds.
Long quarter.
It was a very long quarter, 31 and a half minutes to be precise on the Battery World time clock, Oz Kelson. But at quarter time, the Eagles 6-3-39. They lead the Kangaroos 2 behinds 2 points, and I must say that has been one of the best goal-kicking performances I've seen for some time. They just slotted everything, didn't they, Oz Kelson, Trent Hill and Tildy Carter?
Yeah, beautiful display of kicking, and I thought they were pretty much on top from about 10 minutes into that quarter, really. I thought Hamilton were on top early, and really after that, Hamilton looked a tad rattled. Were turning the ball over a bit, not quite, possessing the ball the way they were in the first part of that quarter. So you'd want to see them hitting back now, Hamilton, because if North get going in this second quarter, the game will be all over, Matty.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a big first kind of 10 or 15 minutes, I reckon, in this term. Scotty Carter, your thoughts on that first quarter action?
To me, it appeared pretty obvious that North Warrnambool might have had a bit of heat put on them during the week, I think. And to their credit, they responded really well. They were nice and clean. Their skills looked 100% improvement on what they had last week. That last kick inside the forward 50 was pretty good, hitting up Parrish, hitting up Wines and these types of boys. And, also from half back, Keith, Tommy Batten got some run from behind the footy, and their key backs in Batten and Joe McKinnon were right on top. So, pretty impressive start from the Eagles for sure.
Yeah, let's take a break on Hamilton League Live at quarter. So here in our match of the day, the Eagles lead by 37 points. We'll come back with more, including second quarter action right after this on your home of football and netball 94.5.
That Hamilton had probably 2 or 3 blokes in at the contest around the footy, which is, giving North Warrnambool that spare man, guys like Lewis and Birmingham and those sort of players. So just wants a general, tightening up and making more of a one-on-one contest all over the ground.
Well, the ball's back in the middle to get this second quarter underway here at the Bushfield Recreation Reserve. And here goes Porter. He's going to pump the Eagles long and strong into attack once again. Diving mark, not paid that time to Matty Wines. Stacks on the mill. And umpire Lockheed says the ball's going nowhere. Smack bang right on the 50-metre arc here at the Bushfield Recreation Reserve. Hamilton League Live match of the day. Only a couple of other games today. And then we've got the twilight game happening tonight over in Portland. The Portland Tigers taking on the Camperdown Magpies. Sitting underneath that one was Wines. Free kicks, no, it's Judah Green, I should say. Free kick's going to go to him for over the shoulder there against Jack Hickey. And Judah Green's going to get the free kick right in front of the Shojan Rock Hard Concrete scoreboard, which sees the Eagles leading by 37 points. Got players on inboard. One of those was Birmingham, not 15. Umpire says play on. Quick kick around the body, but a nice mark taken there by the Pepper Doctor. And Andrew Pepper is going to try and get the Hamilton Kangaroos going.
Yeah, spent the last few seasons of football with the Leopold Lions in the GFL, but back at the Kangaroos, Birmingham works it back. Jackson Grundy straightens up the kick to Porter, who's been good. So Porter now, just assessing where he goes to next. He's got Callard, he can go short. He'll go into the Parrish direction. One-on-one Parrish out in front. Good defensive punch away. Left foot snap there by Johnston, marked by Andrew Pepper, and he'll look to go that switch, and the kick has to be good, but it's not, unfortunately, to the youngster, and we'll have a boundary throw in about 35 metres around from the North Warrnambool goal. Tildy Carter, all thanks to Ren for Keeps.
He's had a couple of switches of play, Pepper, but I don't know where he's looking to switch the footy out to that defensive side of the ground all the time. It's a long way home over on that side of the deck today.
We might go around the grounds, all thanks to the McLaren Hunt Financial Group. Let's go to the Cobden and Port Fairy clash, and Henry Robinson's our man on the spot. Henry, what's the latest in your game up at the Cobden Rec Reserve, man?
G'day, Hilly. It's quarter time here, and Port Fairy were kicking with the breeze that quarter, and they're 2 goals 2-14. The Cobden 1 goal 6-12. So it's going to be a pretty even game, I think.
Nice tight game. Goal square's the destination of the ball back here, but punch through for a rush behind. Let's go to the DC Farron Oval. Jason Kinnady's looking after our game between the Terang Mortlake Bloods and the Warrnambool Blues. And Jace, what's the latest update in your game, mate?
Yeah, we're a minute in, and it's Terang Mortlake 3-2-20 to Warrnambool 5-3-33. Pretty tight, even clash at the moment. Good game to watch.
Beautiful work. So a nice second half of that first quarter there by the Warrnambool Blues. Back here at the Bushfield Recreation Reserve, it's 6-4-40 North Warrnambool, leading Hamilton 2 behinds. Be nice to see the Kangaroos get some reward for their efforts going forward. 50 early in this quarter. Good tap down there by White, looking for Waldron. Coming through there was Starkey. Good tackle there, and he's been great early as young Tate Porter. Ball right at centre half back, and he's all wrapped up in Rory Gill by Luke Wines, and we'll have a stoppage about 55 from home. So White up against Callett. It's been a good battle so far. Hicks runs through, 35 on the run. That's their first of the day, the Kangaroos. A skipper's goal from Brady Hicks, and they go to 1-2-8, trailing the North Warrnambool Eagles 6-4-40. Tildy Carter, beautiful reading off the stoppage there.
It was. I haven't seen Hicks play a lot, but obviously he's captain for a reason. He's been pretty silky early in the game. He gave out a couple of really quick handballs in the first quarter and ran onto that one there and made no mistake, so he looks a good player for sure.
Yeah, no, he moves good, and that was really the goal they needed. It might spark him up a little bit. I think that's definitely going to be the scoring end. If they can just pencil a couple in here back-to-back, we might have a game on here, boys. So the next 10 minutes is going to be very, very pivotal in this contest. So the ball back in the middle of the ground now. It's going to be young Callett going up against White. White wins that one down too. Here's Pepper, quick kick out, moves it forward again. Centre clearance here for the Hamilton Kangaroos. Can't quite gather there. Was full. Here goes Lewis to Wines. That's Luke. Inboard. Here goes Mortar. He gathers, he's opportunistic, gives it to no one in particular that time. No one can kind of grab the football at the moment. Jack Hickey just having to push it off the ground, push the ball forward. Mortar's still in there, Judah Green's in there as well. There's Lukey Wines, and he's wrapped up in a tackle, and that's going absolutely nowhere.
Their midfield group's lifted, I reckon, in this first quarter to beat the North Warrnambool Eagles. Porter's having a bit more assertiveness around the contest. Luke Wines getting up the ground a bit more.
So White against Callett again. Bit of a 0-0 draw. Plenty of players around that contest. There's Birmingham. Could have been taken without the football. Stacks on the middle once again, and we're going to have another ball up. 1-2-8 the Kangaroos. Eagles 6-4-40. Shojan Rockhard concrete scoreboard. When's the first leg of the quarter? All thanks to Mickey Burks coming up, Eyes Kelson.
Matthew, to answer your question, 3:10 this afternoon is race 6, so about 22 minutes away, mate.
Beautifully done, and the bake of the break with Alan Blackburn. All thanks to Kerman's Hamburgers. Liam Ryan, Flying Ryan, will be joining us on the other side of the halftime break today, boys.
Yeah, two-time Maskell medal winner, Liam Ryan. Sensational footballer, and probably retired a little bit earlier than what a lot of us would have liked. I think injuries certainly come into effect, but also to work on the farm and so forth as well. So tap down there by White, high up and under kick from Pepper, who's been one of the Kangaroos' best. Running hard towards the football there was Callum Grundy. On his tail was Hicks. Got the handball out. Luke Wines works it back, looking for Birmingham. And they see it over the boundary line for a boundary throw. And Tildy Carter, the sun is shining here at Bushfield, all thanks to Rent for Keeps.
Yeah, pretty good conditions down here, really, Hilly, but I think you're right what you said in the first quarter, mate. Played them in that far side of the ground for a lot of the day with that cross bruise.
Boundary throw in. White up against Callett. It's been a really good battle. Probably 50-50 thus far in that centre. Hit-outs around the stoppages. Ball comes out, Waldron. Inside forward 50. Cameron out in front. It's been an awkward day for for Russell, I should say, as the ball's just sort of been bouncing here and there and not really right in front of his hands.
Yeah, and there's a couple he just hasn't clunked, isn't there? Is he the nephew of the great Tony Russell? Would he be?
I actually don't know. That's a great question. Shout out to Frankie Matthews tuning in today. He's good mate, Numbnuts, doing around the grounds for us. You can't believe it, to be honest.
Saw Frankie last night out for dinner out at Elements. He was up and about trying to get Russell up the kids.
Yeah, good is that Elements, George?
Yeah, fantastic. Trying to rustle up the kids from the playroom. I love it. Frankie was getting frustrated.
And Frankie's in a racehorse with us too now. also Aussie too. He's in a nice little horse that we've got a little share in him and Mickey Finnegan.
I know. I reckon
Robbie Duncan.
I reckon you take a length off every time you mention it.
No, it's the same within the boat, mate. And he just keeps finding links.
So,
Where's he off to next? Stewie?
He's going to head to the Goodwood, all things being equal tilt. Fingers crossed, weather-wise.
They can't keep winning. Can they, Tildy? They just keep winning.
You never know. You never know.
Just the weather's going to be the key, mate. We want a nice firmish track, and hopefully we get it in about 2 weeks' time, mate. So I will not be on Hammerley Light that Saturday. Yes.
Yeah, no, you'll get a firm track there, mate. You'll be right.
Love it. Waldron inside 50. Coming out was Cook, tackled, recovered, too high, and Hamish Cook will have his first look of the afternoon in front of the goals.
Come on, Cookie.
He'll have to kick from about 45 metres out, so it's going to take one of his best, and it has been a...
I like this lad too.
He presents well.
Yeah, he does.
Yep, absolutely. His third game of senior football for the Hamilton Kangaroos. They've got some nice youngsters that have come from that under-18 program.
Good size about him.
Absolutely. So Hamish Cook looking for their second in a row. Kicks from 45. Connection's good. Will it make the distance? Big fly. It didn't. James reads it best and he's happy to concede. And a minor score for the Kangaroos. So some positive signs in this for early 9 minutes for the Hamilton Kangaroos. Some inside forward 50s. They just want to try and convert those minor scores into the main scores of a goal. But 139 trailing the Eagles 6-4-40. That's on the Shojam Concrete scoreboard.
Jeez, there's a big kick out there from McKinney. He just kind of poked it and it's gone out of bounds on the full, and Pepper's going to get the resultant free kick. The Doctor, he's about 60 metres out. What's he going to do? He's going to look for options short. He's going to play on, run around, kicks to the hot spot. Big Pack's going to fly. Oh, good mark.
Good.
And he's heard his coccyx. Is that what it's called?
Coccyx.
Coccyx. I knew it was something like that. He's heard it, the big fellas. He's crashed down, but that was a really good mark by the big fella, Darcy Russell. Put the big mitts up.
I reckon he's a. There's Tony Russell in him somewhere. The way he stuck the arms up there and it stuck.
Good mitts. He's going to go back and have a shot directly in front. Left footer kicks on its way, strikes it beautifully well. And the umpire doesn't move. It goes through for a goal. So 2-3-15. That's the Kangaroos. They trail the Eagles 6-4-40, who are yet to kick a goal in this second term. So only 2 goals in this second quarter, and they're both by the Hamilton Kangaroos.
Well, all 8 goals to that end of the ground, Matt.
I think our little boundary rider's...
off the pill. Come back upstairs, Tildy.
We can always swap at half-time, all right?
I'm just getting comfortable, mate.
Just getting comfy, mate.
No, you're right, boys. I guess that's probably why the skipper of the Eagles chose to kick that end of the ground when he won the toss first up. But good to see Cook and Russell getting their hands on the footy in the beginning of this second quarter. I thought McKinnon and Batten were well on top down there in the first quarter, but good to see the boys have stuck to the task and got their hands on a couple.
Got a future, Hamilton, haven't they? I love these kids.
One thing I did notice was at quarter time when I had a good look at the boys, they are very young.
Yeah, no, they're right on the right track and playing for each other by the look of it.
And they've got a bit of leg speed across the ground for mine. You're not going to take these guys easy. And this game's certainly on. If they can get the next goal here, we have got a contest. Here's Jared Lewis. He's been fantastic, I reckon.
Terrific.
High kick, good fist away that time. By the half-back flanker there, coming through there was Chrissy Quinn. He can't quite gather. Mortars is happy to see it out. The go of his boot. They're looking for it. The Hamilton boys are calling for out of bounds on the full. And I don't think we're going to get it.
Hey, Tildy, you might just ask you a quick favour whilst you're down on the boundary line, all thanks to Rent for Keeps. We've got a couple of number changes, number 6 and number 48. I just don't know whether there's been a jersey change from a couple of players, whether it's Ethan Knight and also Bailey Mason. So if you're able to find that out for us, mate,
while you're doing nothing, mate.
Yeah,
he ain't moving.
Anything else, mate?
Tildy ain't moving, mate. He looked around when you said, can I get you?
I just had a look at your stain on my face when you said that, Hilly, to be honest.
Yeah, no, there's no chance. Moving to one.
Don't worry about it, mate.
I must admit, I have seen 6 come up a couple of times, Hilly, and I'm thinking, who is 6? Because we ain't got him on our
wasn't on the team sheet.
Ring Hammer and find out who number 6 is.
The Hammer. Yeah. They used to put the race results up on the scoreboard out here, you know. I used to have my quaddie numbers written on my hand.
Did you ever get any or not?
No, Jag won one day, I can remember. And, Yeah, the old coach wasn't happy when he realised what we were talking about out in the field.
Was that big stocky coach in then, Stewie?
Big stocky, mate.
He would have
big
wanted a
fella.
slice of the action.
Oh, he wasn't moving on the 10-yard square stocky. He was absolutely leg roped.
Leg rope.
I've just done some work for you.
You did not do it, mate. The
Well, you
bloke
saw
standing on your
someone-
right there.
He's listening to the radio.
This is Brody Mason.
Brody Mason. Beautiful.
Thanks, mate.
And mate, you
Anything
better
else I can do for you, Hilly?
go and shout at the bloke next to you, mate, a little Coke or something.
He's having a red can, mate.
He's having a draft, mate. Put on.
I thought it was Coke, but it's a Melbourne.
And Tildy, there's a 48 as well. I reckon that could be maybe Ethan Knight down from his 76.
All right, I'll see what I can find out for you, Hilly.
No worries. Wearing the long sleeves on that outer side wing as the ball gets punched over the boundary line.
And he's been told something else.
Zach Burgess, boys.
You're
Zach
learning a
Burgess.
bit, Scotty.
Anything else I can do for you, Hilly? We all good?
Actually, give the bloke the mic and the headset, would you?
He's doing a great job for you, mate. Great job. Beautiful conditions and a bit of sun on the back here too, lads.
Yeah, and
Very enjoyable.
he's already probably told us that the goal kicking ends down the town here.
He has, and I think he's going to tip us a potty next week too.
Lovely.
He can do the Mickey Burke's Koroyd Hotel quaddy, mate.
It's all good fun, lads.
So 15 minutes gone, second term action, brought to you by Bade Ness Rural, Roger Bade and Brad Ness and the team on Raglan Parade Warrnambool. And it's the Eagles 6-4-40 leading Hamilton 2-3-15. They've kicked the only 2 goals this quarter. The Hamilton Kangaroos. Arnold being busy in the ruck there for the Hamilton Kangaroos. Nice bit of work there by
Plenty of dancing, wasn't there?
Hamilton by the youngsters in Range. Good mark in the end. And it's young Knight, Ethan Knight, who'll go inside forward 50. Good kick out in front, and that's going to be that man Cook, is it again? No, I reckon it might be Tane Morris. It might have just floated
movement of the
down.
footy, though, wouldn't it?
Floated down forward. Big Tane Morris.
Is that another number change there?
No.
16.
16, I think it is, Morris.
No, Tane Morris.
We ain't got a 16 either.
So he looks to square it up. Russell couldn't
Oh,
take the mark. Muggerman down there to support the Eagles defenders. And Knight swipes a little foot at it, and it goes over the boundary line out of bounds on the full. And the free kick will go to Luke Wines.
The old stats man Hilly's slipping a little bit.
Hey,
here with the
mate,
number.
I only go by what I can find on the website and what their team lists are. So if they do number changes, they've got to let us know.
I'll find out for you, Hilly.
Too. Filthy on it.
He doesn't like having the wrong numbers, the great man either.
I pride myself on it.
16, we're going to call Jay Brown. Jonathan Brown.
Yeah, Brownie.
I think. Had a Lewis. And the ball goes out of bounds, so it's 6-4-40. Eagles haven't had the goal in this second term. They lead the Kangaroos 2-3-15. Shojan Rockhard concrete scoreboard. The Battery World time clock's just ticked over 15 minutes. Ham League live match of the day. Kangaroos doing all the attacking in this second term. Birmingham, a little bit of 1-2 to Porter. Grundy, strong tackle.
No, it was Tane Morris, number 18, who it was. There's no 16. You blokes need your eyes read, I think.
Eyes red.
I'm going. Hey, actually, you might be right, Hilly. That
It's
might be 18 instead of 16. And
Love it.
We're all
usually,
getting older, boys. The eyesight's fading a little bit.
all square at half time too. The Cats and the Freo Dockers. That's why he's getting shirty eyes.
Oh, stop it.
He's you can tell when the great man starts to pumping the desk in the commentary box. Oh, that could be 50. No. Oh, Chrissy, you might have missed that one. So Dion Johnson across half back. Oh, not his best kick. That goes out of bounds on the full. He'd like to have that one back. And the free kick is going to go to the Hamilton Kangaroos, and it's going to be number 48. Guess what?
What's his
There's no
name?
48 on the time sheet of the team
28.
sheet either.
Zach Burgess.
Zachy Burgess. Oh, this is it. How many of errors this afternoon? Is Johnson over the top to Porter, to Keast. His handball smothered. Good enough to go and get it again. Hamish Cook's kick smothered. There's Batten just bursting through. Handball over the top. That's McNeil. He's wrapped up. Johnson just bullocking through. Like his uncle Paul. There's Parrish. Ricochets off him and stacks on the middle. Umpire Lockheed says we are going to have a ball up. Right in front of the two coaches' box, in front of the crowd. Hickey and Parrish just getting to know each other. It's going to be Big Truck Muggerman in the ruck for the Eagles. He's going to go up against the big man in Arnold, who gets the fist away. Birmingham just nearly got pushed over the fence. We're going to have another ball up. So 6-4-40 Eagles, 2-3-15 the Kangaroos. Shojan, Rockhard, Concrete scoreboard. Half-time break at the break. Flying Ryan, Liam Ryan's going to be Alan Blackburn's special guest. All thanks to Kerman's Hamburgers.
Love it. Good tap down, Gill. Tries to break through the tackle of Porter. He does, and he gets about 30 metres a high up and under kick. Big fly by Knight. They get off here through Morris. Takes a bounce. 35 out on the run. Tane Morris for their third in a row. Yes! What a goal!
Wow.
A Lucas Brothers snag of the day contender. Tane Morris, number 18.
Not
I
16.
Like it.
He's just changed his jumper.
They took it out for him.
They ran a texter out and just closed up the gate.
Sensational.
Hey, that was a fantastic finish.
wasn't
And I'll tell you what.
And running full pelt.
This is game on a bit here too, because they've had all the play in this this kind of first 17 minutes of this second term. All thanks to Badeness Rules. Scotty Carter, she's game on here at Bushfield.
Yeah, you've got to give credit to Hamilton. 6 goals down at quarter time. Would have been easy to take your bat and ball and go home and say this is a bit hard, but they've dug in here and they've got themselves right back in the contest. And as I said before the game, boys, down to that scoring end is really helping them at the moment.
Absolutely. So Kallett goes up this time. At the back of the pack, there's Porter. He's been really busy in this first half. Kicks forward now. It's a foot race. Coming out to meet it there is Quinn. He gets the handball back, puts his teammate under a bit of pressure. It's Keith that time over the top to Wines. Wines in the pocket. Left foot, Banana. Right foot, Banana, I should say. And goes through for a goal. And that's the quick response the Eagles wanted. And the skipper has stood up for the North Warrnambool Eagles. And it was Keith that set that one up. That was Harry. He's moved forward and handball over the top. And a really good finish that time too by Adam Wines, the skipper. And that is the first goal of the second term for the North Warrnambool Eagles. So they go to 7-4-46, 3-3-21, the Hamilton Kangaroos. That was the steady that they needed, Ice.
Yeah, absolutely. And the first goal to the Mortlake end of the ground for the day. So, admittedly, it wasn't from very far out. He ran the ball right into goal, but that was the reply the Eagles were after, because the Kangaroos had owned the first half of this quarter.
Absolutely, Ozzy. Tapped down there by White and socket off the ground there by Andrew Pepper. It's been a great inclusion for the Kangaroos. Johnston breaks away from the tackle and he'll burst it long to half forward. Adam Wines the destination. Quinn and him had a good contest this afternoon.
Quinn's been good, I reckon.
Yeah, honest. Yep, honest. And we'll have a boundary throw. And Tildy Carter will go down to you all. Thanks for in for keeps.
He's certainly a powerful player, Dion Johnson, isn't he? He's got that strength through his hips, able to fend off really well.
Great core strength from Dion Johnston. Was on the Melbourne's Demons list for a couple of seasons and then played for Port Adelaide. We might go around the grounds, all thanks to the McLaren Hunt Financial Group. Henry Robertson looking after Cobden and Port Fairy. And Henry, what's the latest?
G'day, boys. We're at the 14-minute mark of the second quarter, and it's Cobden 3 goals, 9-27 to Port Fairy 2 goals, 3-15.
So a good start there by the Cobden Bombers in that second term. Let's go to Jason Canady at the DC Farron Oval. Terang Mortlake taking on Warrnambool. And Jace, what's the latest in your game, mate?
Yeah, 19 minutes gone. 4-4-28 Terang Mortlake to Warrnambool 6-4-40. Warrnambool just lining up for a shot at goal at the moment down the netball end. They seem to have a little bit more control of the play at the moment.
Nice work there. So it's still a pretty tight game at the DC Farron Oval. Back here it is the North Warrnambool Eagles by 25 points, and it's Luke Wines who's been busy again. He's had a good start to the season. Finds Dion Johnston. He's, in my mind, one of the top halfback flankers in the competition. Just a beautiful user of the football and always finds himself in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, you're spot on. He's really been fantastic in the games we've seen this year. High up and under. Kallett's going to be the target. Big fly over the back that time by Hickey. Here's the Dr. Pepper taken high. Umpire says you're spot on. The free kick will go to Doctor. And he's across half back. Been pretty busy for the Hamilton Kangaroos too.
Isn't he a dead ringer for the boy that used to play at Adelaide? Cole Cheney, was it? Halfback flanker?
Oh, yes,
yeah,
yes.
He is, mate.
Good call.
Not his best kick there. There was a helicopter. He's Dion Johnston again. He's been busy. Gets it out to Wines. That's Luke again. Inboard to Kallett. Nice kick. Nice mark. Plays on to Birmingham. Sells a bit of candy. Goes inboard now to Porter. He's put under a little bit of pressure. Well done there by Waldron. Just needed to do something there, and he did. Coming through is Birmingham. Scrappy to play here. Snap. It's smothered. Kangaroos got some numbers around this contest. They just can't gather, though. It's like it's a bar of soap at the moment, that football. Diving on it. You want to make an attempt, otherwise you're going to be pinged here, and he is. No, I called that. He just laid on top of it like a... I don't know what you'd say, but he wasn't moving, and the resultant free kick's going to go to the skipper again, and Adam Wines, and he's got a chance to slot his second in the space of about 3 or 4 minutes, and he's directly in front about 10 metres out, and should make no mistake, Ice Kelson.
Yeah, and it puts all of that hard work of Hamilton's into the background a little bit again if he kicks this one, because he'll certainly make it a gap between the two again.
So here he comes, Wines. The skipper comes in, kicks on its way, just pokes it, pumps the fist before it even left his boot, nearly there. And that is goal number 3 of the afternoon for the skipper. Adam Wines, the North Warrnambool Eagles, they go to 8-4. 52 on the Shojan Rock Hard Concrete scoreboard. They lead the Kangaroos 3-3-21. And to be honest, they've done all the hard work in the first half of that second quarter of the Kangas, but now they're back to square one.
Yeah, good return for Wines, isn't it?
Pick the last two. And as we're nearing half-time, our Bake of the Break, all thanks to Kerman's Hamburgers, Lava Street, Warrnambool and Ryrie Street, Geelong, is with Liam Ryan, the two-time Maskell medalist from the North Warrnambool Eagles. Back in the centre, Callett gets the early jump, and it was White who got the tap down. Gill, who's been busy, looking to evade the tackle and got a little shoulder high. Looks to play on. It's a floater, looking for fall. And just didn't quite judge it really that well. And Keith got it to Wines to go looking for Porter, who kept his feet nicely. Handball from Callett to Jalen Porter. He's a dead ringer of his old man, the Maskell medalist from North Warrnambool, and Jason Porter. Wines inside 50. Fluent kick. And a good mark by Dylan Parrish on the 45-degree angle with about 25 metres to reach that goal destination. And that was good football, Tildy Carter.
Yeah, it was. The two Porter boys linked up really well there, boys. They, how would you say, they're very good at holding their feet, strong through the legs too, a bit like their old man was.
So Dylan Parrish looking to keep the Eagles third in a row in the space for about 8 minutes to extend the lead here at Bushfield Recreation Reserve to 37 points. Parrish looking to kick goal number 3. Comes in, works it around, but not enough. Not enough, and a bit of word going, and it's a minor score.
That's fired the boys up.
That's a celebration.
I think he might have got that through the crowd, Mike, too. He's missed it. He's missed it, though.
Oh, they're into it. No wonder they're into
Could
it.
that be a Southwest Tools Award this afternoon?
I think that could be a Southwest tool. Listen to the Hamilton faithful downstairs.
I don't know whether there was much in it. Actually, it was touch and go, whether it was a goal or
Oh,
not.
poor old Dylan Parrish. He thought he'd slotted it. He turned around and gave him the shush call. And that is gold. That is brilliant. Mark that one
He's
down.
not looking over anymore.
What a great bit
That
of
was
banter.
great, boys. That was great.
Country footy at its finest here this afternoon. Absolutely brilliant. I can't wait for the next time when the ball comes down to Parrish too.
He'll get
The
it.
Bronx cheers.
This is going to be brilliant. Here you go, the Eagles now cross half back. They've been good this last 5 minutes. He's down Johnson beating everything in the second quarter. Beautiful kick inboard to Porter. Porter plays on to Wines. That's the snooze mad Matty. He steps around one, goes back to Porter. Porter just walks around a couple as well. Nearly runs in umpire Chris Mew. The switch is on with a kick. Not quite there that time. It's been cut off and a nice mark's been taken by Hamish Cook. So Cook kicks down the line. Beautiful kick. That time the number 18 in Morris. Morris finds the big man Russell. And right on cue, the great man Johnny Keith sent me a message and he says, the Russell from Hamilton, mate, is Rusty's first cousin's son. So he's spot on the money. And Johnny Keith, he's the king of excavation. And for all your excavation needs, J.G. Keist. And he's got a couple of boys running around here, Keisty, too. Kicks on its way, I tell you what, that's a Tony Russell special. All touched on the line. Gee whiz, it was a good effort. Goes through from on a score.
Tony would be arguing by now if that was...
Yeah, he was standing there with his hands above his head, wouldn't he? Whinging, moaning. 3-4-22. The Kangas, Eagles 8-5-53. Rusty and Keisty would have combined a fair bit over the journey. 2 eyes back in the old Rooster days.
Oh, absolutely. What a great side that was back in those South Warrnambool days.
One could fight. One was tough as nails.
Yeah, and one couldn't.
You take the pick, people. Oh, there's
Free
Parrish.
kick. Parrish. Well, that looked a bit nasty too.
You can hear the faithful getting into it there. They're just a bit slow to get up there. That might be an RCK medical update for Dill Parrish.
Yeah, I think he's all right, boys.
Keep an eye on that one, Scotty Carter.
So the ball goes inside the centre square. Wrench picks it up and looks to go moving forward. Morris is the destination. Callum Grundy trusting himself and working it back. Dispossessed. Morris to Eubank. He's tackled. May have been taken a fraction high. Works it back to Russell. Great pick up on the half volley. Wheels around. Left foot snapped towards the top of the square. Trying to manufacture something here before the halftime siren, the Kangaroos. But the defence of the Eagles, absolutely sensational on that occasion, Ice Kelson.
Resolute would be my word for it.
Resolute.
Yeah, no, they're terrific. Kangaroos will be looking, though, with only a couple of minutes to go to get another one on the board here, Trenty.
Callum Grundy got the hands to a teammate in Tommy Jones.
Big spiral.
And they get it out. Trying to keep his feet there was Quinn, but on his tail was Luke Wines. Inside 50, Parrish up against Mason. Good one-on-one contest. Parrish gathers, McNeil's there to assist, and they jump on it. And they'll cause the stoppage. 35 out from the North Warrnambool's goal. 8-5-53 North Warrnambool. They've kicked the last two to the Kangaroos. 3-4-22. Shojin Concrete scoreboard. 29.5 minutes gone on the Battery World time clock.
Yeah, it's been a really good first half of football in pretty blustery conditions. Here's Matty Wines on the left foot. Snap. Goes through from on a score. So 8-6-54 the Eagles. Kangaroos 3-4-22. Shojin Rockhard Concrete scoreboard. The Battery World time clock. Tick over 30 minutes here. Second term. All thanks to Baden S. Rural. Roger Baden, Brad Ness and the crew. Here's the doctor. Pepper. Not the best kick to Pepper. He just kicks helicopters, doesn't he? But they're just like...
floaters, finger breakers.
Aren't they?
Yep.
They're just... I don't know if he's doing it on purpose or something. He hasn't. He struck a few like that today, Till, doesn't he?
Flat punts.
They are flat punts. Keep an eye on that for the rest of the day. Big Joey McKinnon just asserting his weight around out there. Umpire Lockheed says we're going to have another ball up. So White's going to go up that time against Callett. What's the umpire plucked out here? I think it's going to go free kick, is it? I think it's going to go to the Hamilton Kangaroos. I don't know what for, but the free kick is going to go maybe off the ball, is it? No, back there, so it's going to be Charles Murray for the Kangas. He goes in, Port. Looking, take another nice mark. I like Big Russell. He's been good. When he gets the big mitts, he's a big, big boy. Oh, Morris on the end of another one. Absolutely. The two big key forwards have been really good for mine. And Morris is going to go back and have a shot. It's going to take a really good kick. He's going to have to kick right on the 50-metre arc here.
He's going to the scoring end, though, Stewie.
It is going to the scoring end, Tilt. Big breeze. This will be a really important goal, I reckon, for the Kangas here late. Just kind of keeps them within distance. Kicks on its way and he shanked it. Goes through for a minor score. So 3-5-23. That's the Kangas. Eagles 8-6-54. Shojin Rockhard Concrete scoreboard. Lukey Wines now. One of the better moustaches going around in the Hamden League.
Porno moustache.
Got a bit of the Dirk Digglers about it. And the ball's going absolutely nowhere on that far outer side. Can't be long to play in this second term.
Had a couple of friends listening to the broadcast on Good Friday. Enjoyed Greg's history lesson about Dirk Diggler. That was for sure.
That's the only stats I did for the day.
So about 70 from home. Last ditch effort here for the Kangaroos. Ball inside 50. Oh, Waldron. He was close, but just couldn't quite clunk it. And a boundary throw. And Tildy Carter, if I had to ask you the question, your best couple of players on the ground to half-time for either side, who would you be liking?
I think Parrish is best on ground in the first quarter for sure. Kicked a couple and had a hand in a couple. And for the Hamilton Kangaroos, I've liked the move of Morris, number 18, to half forward. I think he's been very lively this quarter.
16.
Don't confuse things, Ice.
Call him 17. We'll go for middle ground.
He got filthy too when we called him on it too. Don't worry about that. He wasn't copping that. The great man.
No.
Well, late tea sheets last night, and
didn't he give me a little swap of that? I was thinking, I was going to Compton, boys. I was ready to go, but we couldn't get there.
No, that's all right. Here comes Lewis.
Not race week.
No, that's right. Got to stay late.
Probably a fair call, to be honest. What was I thinking last week? Just even trying to get down there.
He's nice.
I got bullied into it. You blokes bullied me into it.
It's going to be a long quarter inside forward 50. Can someone take a mark? They can. It's Tommy Batten.
Good grab too.
Great grab. And Batten will just look to slow things down. They'll go down the line. Nothing too serious for the Eagles as we're on the cusp of half-time. Gets that long boot into it. Big fly. At the back of the pack was Luke Wines, who's been very good. Judy Green's been dangerous. Handballs, it finds Birmingham. Great kick. Well, he almost had Mortar, but Murray got the hand in place and was able to spoil.
He's put the cue in the rack, guys. He's gone for half-time. He's doing a rubbish run. It's brilliant.
I love it. Part of the sustainability group here at the North Warrnambool Eagles. He's a good man, Eyes Carlson. So umpire Kavanagh, the 100-gamer for the Western Waterland District Umpires Association.
Great effort.
Palm down to Pepper. High up and under kick. And there's a siren at Bushfield for the half-time break. And the North Warrnambool Eagles, 8-6-54, leading Hamilton 3-5-23. It was a 3-goal quarter for the Hamilton Kangaroos, whilst the Eagles, they kicked the last 2 to take a 31-point lead to half-time. I'll go through the goal kickers, Matt, before we do go to a break. So for our leaders, 3 goals to Adam Wines, 2 goals to Dylan Parrish, and singles to Scott Mortar, Judah Green and Luke Wines, whilst for the Kangaroos, all single goal kickers, Brady Hicks, Tane Morris and Darcy Russell.
Beautifully done. Been an entertaining first half of football. Just on the cusp of, either way at the moment, to be honest. The Eagles really fought back in that second term. They are on top, though. They lead 8-6-54. Kangaroos 3-5-23. It is our Hemon League Live match of the day, live from the Bushfield Recreation Reserve. On the other side of the break, it is the Bake of the Break with Alan Blackburn, all thanks to Kermans. And Liam Ryan, the former North Warrnambool and Maskell medalist, is going to join Blackie and go back and have a look at his footballing career.
And I think that's the key against North Warrnambool. You need some separation. No point standing still and let Batten and McKinnon combine together down there.
Rightio, third term action underway. White up against Cal. It's been an enthralling battle. And we'll have another go at it. Muggerman actually started that ruck contest, but Cal had spent a fair bit of time in the ruck. So White, who's got the number 1 duties, Levi Dare sort of spent that role the last couple of seasons, no longer at the Kangaroos. They go inside forward 50. Murray reads it best, looks to wheel around, just got a little toe poke on it. Lewis playing up the ground. Murray desperate to try and create something for the Kangaroos. And we'll have a stoppage about 40 metres out from goal.
Going to be a big quarter, this one. What's happening now? The Cattery, Hilly, the Cats doing it on their ear at the moment?
No, Matthew, down by 2 goals.
Oh, the Dockers. Around the grounds, all thanks to McLaren Hunt Financial Group. That's now 3 goals.
Well, I must be a little behind time in that.
Gee whiz. Dockers up and about, aren't they? They are playing good footy. They were out to $3 too. I couldn't believe it against the Catters. A little bit of value. Here's Pepper. He's taken high. Umpire says yes, spot on. Plays on quickly. Into attack now. Russell's going to be the target. Morris. So just in front of him there. Chopper Lewis at the bottom of the pack. Handball comes out to Keast. That's Bailey. Ball's going to go out of bounds. We're going to have a ball up right in front of our boundary rider. The great man, Scotty.
Wasn't far from jumping the fence there, Stewie. It's a little bit close there for my liking.
Two tough boys coming at you there, mate.
Yeah, I'd keep out of the way these days, I'll tell you.
Oh, yeah. Soft bones, especially you bricklayers, Tilt.
Saving up for your job, Stewie.
Muggerman and White. Here goes White. He's dispossessed. Quick kick in now. Can they conjure something up here? Little Bailey Keast. McKinnon. He's wrapped up. He's got to get rid of it. Umpire says no, holding the football. And the free kick is going to go to the Hamilton Kangaroos.
Little fella.
And it's
Zach
number
Burgess.
48. It's Zachy Burgess, who's going to go back wearing the long sleeve. He's only a little fella. He could be riding at May next week, guys, by the look of him.
He's tiny, isn't he?
So Burgess is going to go back. This is a big kick to start this third quarter. The important kick for the Kangaroos comes in. Burgess.
Good kick, though.
He's got the leg. It's gone out of bounds on the full, though. And the resultant free kick will go to the veteran in Tommy Batten.
Yeah, so they've had the early inside forward 50s, the Kangaroos. It's just that converting on the scoreboard's probably been their Achilles heel, and Batten just gives it a big wallop out of defence, and waiting patiently at the back there was Wines. Touch play on? I reckon it may have been.
Touched,
yeah, umpire Barker suggests it was. And on that attacking side of centre wing for the Kangaroos. And young Burgess, just a little bit proppy there. I don't know whether he's got a bump or what it was, but he looks a little bit sore. He's gone onto his haunches, and I don't want to accuse anything there, but I reckon something's not really happened quite right there.
Something's awry.
Absolutely. So here comes Porter. They play on. Muggerman got the little tap down. Birmingham was heavily met after he got rid of it. They kick it down to their forward half, the Eagles. And Luke Wines and Quinn happy to see it over, and we'll have a boundary throw. And young Burgess still a little bit proppy over there with a couple of officials, with the runner and the water boy just ensuring they're over there, and the team doctor or physio as well.
Keep an eye on that, Tildy Hill. Thanks to Arts and Kay. He's just making his way over with the trainer. So Muggerman going up against White. Big fist away that time by Benny Muggerman. Here's Lukey Wines comes out to meet it. Pepper's there. Handball goes back inboard. Quick kick around the body. Nice diving mark by Porter. Been good. Been very good. Let's take Porter this afternoon for the North Warrnambool Eagles. Plays on quickly now, kicks to the hot spot. Parrish is going to be the target, goes over the top of his head. Here's Lewis, gets a handball out. Johnson can run onto it. Mortar, he's dispossessed. Johnson there, just keep an eye on Chopper Lewis too, hasn't moved there. He's hurt a leg, I think, by the looks of that. Kick around the body, and what a goal! What a goal by Mortar, and he's given it right in front of the ladies' marquee down there. He's given them a little bit of a high five and a little bit of a wave. And, well, I'll tell you what, he does like a celebration. You called it at the top of the day, Tildy Carter. He hasn't let the Eagles faithful down there either.
He likes a celebration. He's already kicked a couple, hasn't he? Doesn't get many touches, but he's always good for a goal.
Always good for a goal on your right eyes. Chopper Lewis, he's a bit sore. He might have got the cork or something by the way he's moving.
I don't know, he's sort of half hanging onto a shoulder and neck too, so I'm not sure.
Great goal, though, by Mortar.
Unless he was just a bit winded or something. Oh, no, it's the neck, for sure.
Got the Ladies' Day marquee up and about too, hasn't it? You can hear him squealing from here. Big Mortar's put one on. He's turned it on in front of him there. The Eagles, that was a pretty important goal. 9-6-60, 3-5-23, the Kangaroos.
Oh, which is what you don't want, Chopper.
There's Waldron doing his utmost to lift this side. Tommy Hawkins is going back to try and slot one for the Geelong Football Club, and by God, they need it at GMHBA Stadium.
Getting edgy, my man here.
Oh, yeah.
Always edgy.
Getting filthy. Not participating in the call either.
I'm just waiting for the tap on the shoulder.
Call Hawkins.
Give us something, Hilly.
I'm just waiting for the tap on the shoulder to move on. Okay, White will go inside, forward 50, out in front. Not enough there for Cook to take the mark. Grundy stands his feet. Coming there was Murray, attacking the forward football pretty hard, and we'll have a stoppage. Tildy, all thanks to Arts and K. You've got the young fella in Zach Birch, just walking in front of you. How's he look?
Yeah, he's all right, Hilly. I think he's just got a bit of a head knock, mate, but he's recovered pretty well, and expect to see him back in the action very shortly.
So ball comes out, and McNeil Rory Gill, I should say, trying to get it out and unable to do so. He's gang tackled by a couple of Eagles, and we're still inside forward 50. So
just here, boys, it'd be really good for Hamilton, I think, if they could just float one back with this stoppage and stop McKinnon being that spare man back there in the goal square.
Russell kicked out of the pack there by Jackson. Grundy attacking it well was Green. He's an impressive youngster, this young fella. Harry Keast out to Jalen Porter. Some youngsters working beautifully. Out to Adam Wines. But where he was directing the kick was chopped off by McNeil, and he'll look to get it forward for the Hamilton Kangaroos.
Wayward.
Yeah, there's some good young kids running around out here today, isn't there, on both sides, Oz Kelson? It's exciting to see for the Hamden Football Netball League.
Oh, absolutely it is. There's lots of talented kids, and, both lineups, really.
Here's Harry Keast, high up and under. Looking for Lukey Wines, takes a nice contested mark too. He can play forward, he can play back, he can do it all. Beautiful kick to Parrish too. Matt Kohai, highlight of the day, contender for mine. And Parrish can go back and have a shot. I'm waiting for the Hamilton faithful to get into him here.
He's in the far pocket, boys. He's pretty protected from that on.
That was a good bit of banter. We'll just stay with Parrish here before we go around the grounds, all thanks to McLaren Hunt Financial Group. This will be for goal number 3 of the afternoon for Parrish, if he can slot it. Normally a beautiful kick of the football. Not a massive run in, strikes it well, comes back. They like it. Doesn't take a run in, he just kicks off to one step. It is power. And goal umpire says yes, it's a goal. He hasn't given the 2 fingers yet.
All timing though, isn't it?
What's he doing?
Parrish.
Just give the 2 fingers, mate. Here we go. Yes, there we go.
Bit
It's
of
a goal.
theatre.
Bit of theatre.
For the girls down that end.
10-6-66, the Eagles, Kangaroos 3-5-23, Shojan Rockard Concrete scoreboard. Let's go around the grounds, all thanks to McLaren Hunt Financial Group. Henry Robinson, Maskell medal winner. And just all-round good guy too, Westvic Staffing Solutions. Henry, what's happening at Cobden v Port Fairy?
Thanks for the work plug there, Stewie. Just we're 3 minutes into the third quarter here. Cobden kicked away in the second, so it's Cobden 9-10-64 to Port Fairy 2-4-16. And just a netball update, the Cobden girls had a win 63-32 in the over.
Beautifully done, mate. Great to talk to you as always. Let's go to big, crazy Canady up at the DC Farron Oval in Mortlake. Terang Mortlake taking on the Warrnambool Blues. What's happening up there, crazy?
Yeah, Matty, 14-minute mark. Terang Mortlake 6-5-41 to Warrnambool 10-5-65. Cowling for Warrnambool's probably sort of been one of the dominant players at the moment. Anytime it goes forward, he seems to be in control, which he always has been over the course of time. Yeah, no worries.
Beautifully done, crazy.
I want him to say dominant again if he gets a chance.
Loving your work up there, mate. You are a superstar. Frankie Matthews says hi too, big fella. And doing a great job around the grounds. All thanks to McLaren Hunt Financial Group. What's the score down at the Cattery Hilly?
Three-quarter time, a 17-point lead to the Dockers. So they're in the juicy position at the moment.
What are you thinking, mate? What are you thinking?
I don't know. Lots of thoughts going through my mind, Matthew. That's okay. Brady Hicks tackles the football. I am. I'm a mental.
Who's in your seat today? Would they be barracking? They can't be barracking hard enough, really.
I don't know. I've had to sell it back to the club and they'll make some money. Yeah. We'll do the receipt return. Yeah, I've leased it out.
You don't miss a thing.
I'll tell you about it later.
Aldi phone.
Leasing chairs.
Yep. Oh! Couldn't take the mark. Looking to get the handball out. Sock it off there by Murray. Gathered by Batten. And a nice bit of tackling work there by little Starkey. And Starkey will cause a stoppage 30 metres out. No, I'll tell you what happened.
What's happened? No.
So with the seat return, so you've got the option, if you don't attend your game, you can sell it back to the club.
Yeah.
And they can then offload it for someone else that wants to go
for a game or whatever.
To go for a game, and you just get a credit on your membership.
Good call.
So
they want a full stadium.
Oh, this is not a bad attempt. What a goal! What a goal there by Hamish Cook. And that's a Lucas Brothers snag of the day contender. He's just standing start in the pack. It was a check side goal.
That, though, what's happened to your seat at Geelong?
Well, I don't know.
Oh, so you don't know whether it got sold or not?
No, I don't. But nevertheless, what a goal there by young Hamish Cook.
I might ring the stadium. So
try and
get someone to walk down there.
Yeah, find out if it sells. They're probably doing a dodge on you, mate. They're saying that it didn't sell and you won't get a credit.
It doesn't worry me, mate. Doesn't worry me. Back here, nice goal there by the Kangaroos.
That's what's happening. Someone's got their feet up on it. No one's sitting there.
And they're going, where's the crank that normally sits in this seat?
Like a Myers Kelson, who was here that Friday night.
I think the lovely old lady in front of me has enjoyed me not being there so far this year.
You've got some different people around you, Hilly.
Yes, got some characters.
Oh, yeah.
Led by T. Hill himself. Hey, Backy, geez, that was a good goal by young Hamish Cook, too. Well done, opportunistic. That's the Lucas Brothers snag of the day. And they got those beautiful sausages down there in all different flavours. You name it, Pete Harris and the team do it. He's nearly like a bit of a grab of the hair that time. He's been paid too, due to Green.
Who's he belong to? Green.
Stephen Green.
Stephen Green.
He's the doctor, pumps it long and strong. He's been in the best for Hamilton. Morris flies, but probably to no avail. Batten over the top.
Tackle.
Great tackle. No. Chopper Lewis, he's been fantastic for the Eagles today, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's proving a point, I reckon. Chopper.
Up the ground too, we probably isolate him down that goal line a little bit, don't we? With the way we see him play, to play up the ground and be a bit of a creator and a connector. It's been terrific.
Tell you what, if you were lined up against him in the twos last week, you would have had your work cut out.
Yeah, absolutely you did. And Wine's been busy too. All of them have, to be honest. Handball over the top to Porter. Porter goes in. Ball to Parrish. Oh, good fist away that time, to be honest. Parrish goes and gets it again. Oh, he's big, he's strong. Johnson gets the handball to Mortar. Oh, he's in the post. You can hear the ladies' marquee. They were getting excited because I think he's the cold hero out here now, Scotty Mortar. And he missed one from point blank. He's got a few tricks, and he's an excitement machine, that is for sure, but he didn't get the job done that time. So the Eagles, they go to 10-7-67. They lead the Kangas 4-5-29. Shojan Rockard Concrete scoreboard. 14 minutes gone. Good mark by Joe McKinnon, not paid. Stacks on the mill, and we're going to have a ball up. Umpire Chris Mew, he's got rid of the sunglasses in the second half.
It's come over a bit cloudy for him, Mewy.
Yes. And he's rocking the fresh look. There's Wines to his brother Luke. Cut off that time by Hicks. He goes back inboard. Eagles just lifting up the intensity a little bit here. Half back line. Beautiful kick there out to Starkey. Just goes through his hands. There's Keast over the top to another Keast. That's the Keast connection. Handball goes astray. It's going to come back to Bailey Keast this time. He goes inboard to James. Nice mark. It was in the end. Yeah, he played on. Looking for Grundy, but it misses him. Handball comes out running onto it. There is Starkey. Takes a bounce, takes a second bounce, runs to 35, kicks on the run. I tell you what, that is a Lucas Brothers snag of the day contender, and it's actually Zachy Burgess wearing the number 48 long sleeve. He took 2 bounces. It was like Boomer Harvey-like for mine, and slotted one on the run. And Trenny Hill, Tildy Cat and Ice Kelson, that was goal of the day.
It was an absolute cracker, wasn't it? Matty, won't see much better than that for the day, will we?
Generates a bit of life, Tildy, all thanks to Rent for Keeps.
You've got to give the Hamilton boys credit. They just keep sticking at it,
No, they don't go away.
They probably just, they probably lack the top-end quality that Northbourne will have in their side. But, they're playing with some spirit out here today. It's really good to see, really impressive. 15
minutes gone on the Battery World time clock. It's a 32-point margin. The Kangaroos have kicked the last 2. Hickey out of the centre square looking for Murray. Gets it at the top of the bounce. Looks for Waldron. Free kick for the Kangaroos, and they'll work it back. Was taken away from the football when he didn't have it, Murray. Inside 50. Cook's the man. At the back of the pack there was Starkey waiting for the crumbs. Wise composes himself, and now it's going to be James who can get to Birmingham. He can draw the player, looking for James. Good tackling pressure here by the Kangaroos forwards. It's Fall, and just probably had enough time to steady himself, and it was chopped off there by Keast. And what a great addition he was last week, young Keast in Bailey. 3 Keast boys running around this afternoon. So Harry looks to play on, under pressure, has to be good. Coming through was Hickey on Porter. Falls there, hits the footy hard, wrapped up there nicely by Callett. And we're right on the edge of the venue here of the boundary line where the ball will be thrown in. I reckon umpire Lockheed will come in a metre or two to try and get the play nice and cleared. So it's going to be Arnold up against Callett. 32 points the margin. Arnold got the tap down, looking for Gill, who's been good. Looks to get the handball over the top. Green reads it best. Callett works it back. Keast. And he's been a rocket Gibraltar in that back line. Wines gets the clearing kick outside defensive 50. It's Wrench up against Lewis. The veteran up against the youngster, and Wrench wins well. Short kick, good kick, finds Cook, just dropped it in the end. And I'll tell you what, they might have been able to generate another forward for the Hamilton Kangaroos, but the youngster just had the slippery hands on that occasion. But their intensity around the Pill's been good, Tildy.
It has, and their forward pressure's been excellent, stopping Northbourne slingshotting off half-back. We have a bit of an injury over here in the far wing, boys.
Yeah, I reckon it's Chopper Lewis.
I reckon it is too, lads.
I think he saw too. It might be an ankle or a lower leg by the looks of that, mate. And I think we might be out of the quaddy, are we, Greg Kelson?
We just got beaten about a head there, Matthew. So unfortunately, our one-outer couldn't deliver. But I just wouldn't mind seeing the head on. I reckon
might be a bit of shifting out. Do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I might be clutching at straws, but I reckon there was a little bit of movement there.
Clutch at him, mate. If it means Joey's got the quaddy, our quiz winner from earlier today, and Chopper Lewis going off the ground too. Now play stopped, and putting no weight at all on that ankle. Or leg.
No, I don't think there's anything to be concerned about if you're on the winner at Sandown. I think he moved out, but no, they didn't touch. So there you go.
So an Arts and K injury update here. Doesn't look good for Lewis. He won't play any further part in today's game, you would reckon. He's got putting no weight on that ankle or leg, Tildy Carter at all, is he?
Bit of an ankle, I think, Stewie. Disappointing. He's playing a terrific game after, working his way back in the senior side. So very disappointing. Let's hope it's nothing too serious.
Yeah, absolutely. So he's in a bit of pain too. Here's the chop. 10-7-67 Eagles. Kangaroos 5-5-35. 19 minutes gone in the third term. This third term all thanks to Harvey Norman Computers. For all your computing needs, make sure you get out to the friendly staff out there. Magnificent job. Sense if Hamilton can get the next 1 or 2 goals,
They're a sniff.
they're a sniff because they will be coming home with a slight little advantage in the final term.
Free kick
Free
here.
kick, yeah.
So Fall, or is it Hicks? Hicks has the football. Looks to kick to Cook. Backing himself as Callum Grundy. And a nice mark, and he's been really solid across half back for the North Warrnambool Eagles this afternoon. So 32 points the margin, 10-7 to 5-5. They've kicked the last 2, the Kangaroos, and we're on the 20-minute mark in this third term. McNeil come for a big dive over the top. Birmingham's running towards it, football. Tackled off the ball there was Mortar. Socket off there by Wines. They're inside forward 50. Gills there, who's been absolutely sensational for the Kangaroos this afternoon. And he had an opportunity to get rid of it, and the Kangaroos have given away the free kick there. And Johnston, who's going to kick right on the paint of the 50-metre line. And I'll tell you what, every chance to make the distance. Tildy Carter, it's a beautiful kick.
Yeah, Breeze might have died down a little bit, to be honest, Tilly, but he's a good kick for goals, no doubt about that. He gets plenty of penetration behind it, and he's backed himself in here.
So Dion Johnston, formerly on the Melbourne Demons list for a couple of seasons, played some VFL with Port Melbourne, looking to extend the lead out to 38 points, runs around, off the mark from 50 metres. It's gonna go right to the edge there, and it just goes through to the left for a minus score. He got good penetration off that kick and a minus score. So 33 points the margin for the North Warrnambool Eagles. They look to play in quickly. Barnes takes the mark right on the true half-back position for the Kangaroos broadcast side. He'll go down the line. Waldron's going to be the target. Big fly. And now it's going to be a running fest here. Ranch gathers. Handballs. Good handball there, and he finds a teammate in Cook. They're out
that's
here.
a good handball.
Here's Hicks. 45 on the run. And it's a goal for the Kangaroos, and it just generates a bit of life.
Hit the post.
Hit the post.
Did it? Been a couple like that today.
Gee whiz. It was a good call too, mate. I was impressed, big fella. It was a good piece of play, and unlucky. You could hear the faithful downstairs.
Would have just lifted him a bit too.
Oh, absolutely. Just a little bit of life into him here. Tommy Batten out, deep in defensive 50. He kicks out wide, looking for Wines. Oh, that's a good mark, diving mark. Adam Wines, a skipper.
Beautiful hands, hasn't he?
Oh, he's been good today too. He's kicked 3. He plays on quickly. Centre half forward. Parrish is the target. Could have got pushed in the back. Umpire said no. Big Muggerman. He gets it to Lukey Wines. Steps around one. Goes back inboard to the Matty Wines. It's the Wines fest. On the left foot. Wines kicks. Goes through across the face. Goes through for minor score. So 10-9, 69 Eagles. 5-6, 36 Kangaroos. Shojan Rockard concrete scoreboard.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's been an exciting last couple of minutes. That is for sure. Kick-in duties to Pepper. And he'll go down the line looking for Big Arnold.
Been good, the doctor, hasn't he?
Been terrific. Been one of their prime playmakers. Arnold will go down the line. Cook, they've been pushed out in front. Here comes Knight. Looks to paddle it forward. Numbers favouring the Eagles through Muggerman. Pepper, left foot kick, but chopped off by Tommy James. And I'll tell you what, he's been a terrific player for a few seasons now, Tom James. Missing his partner in crime. He's gone to South Barwon in 2022. Finds Jalen Porter, his first game of the season in the seniors for the North Warrnambool Eagles. Looks to play on. There's the brotherly love. Goes to Tate. Inside 50. Parrish direction. Good punch away. Read nicely there in the end. Over the top to Mortar. Can run and sneak a goal, and he does. That's his third. Scott Mortar. That's 6 in 2 weeks.
Mark that one down a little, Tommy Keast. Number 22, boys. Front and centre. Beautiful spot. It's where you want to be when you're crumbing in the forward line. Ice Kelson, that was absolutely sublime, and that set that goal up.
Yeah, absolutely. They've just, I reckon, as Scotty Carter rightly said earlier, just had that little bit of polish, haven't they, on Hamilton? Hamilton's endeavour's been enormous, but just a little bit of polish, a little bit of finish, and that's the difference, probably with where the two sides are at the minute.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. So, young Keller just getting called back into the middle here to take this ruck duel. He's going to go up against Big Cam White. He wins that one down, but the Doctors at the bottom of the pack. Here's Big White. He's wrapped up in a tackle. James is taken high. Stacks in the middle once again. Umpire says, let's have a ball up. So the Eagles, you're right, they just lift when they need to. Their intensity's certainly been a hell of a lot better today. So Kellen up against White again. This time it's White that wins it down to the Doctor. Quick kick forward to Pepper. Morris comes out to meet it. Handball goes back in, board. Oh, he's live wire, this little kid on the right boot. What's he done? Oh, and that is minus score. That's little Zach Burgess. He's lively, isn't he?
Good little player, very lively.
I like him. I hope we've got his name right too, Hilly. Oh, nice mark taken too out there by Tommy Keast for the Eagles. He's been good in the last couple of minutes. He's got his cousin Bailey if he wants to switch it. Choose to go short to James. So Tommy Keast back into the side this week for the Eagles. James goes to Porter, probably not his best kick. Puts him under a little bit of pressure. The ball goes out of bounds on that far out of side. Healthy crowd here, Tildy Carter. So you look around, mate. What are we thinking? We got the official numbers through yet?
Very hard to estimate, Matty. What did you estimate out here a couple of weeks ago? 5,500, wasn't it?
Yeah, 5,736.
Might be a little bit light on there today, but still a healthy crowd, mate. Yeah. One thing about North Warrnambool is they always have a good following.
They do.
They certainly do.
Absolutely. So here they go again, the Eagles, into attack. No, cut off that time by little Starkey. He goes in forward and finds his little partner in crime in Burgess. Burgess, beautiful kick out here. He's got Ubergang on the right now. Spots up, beautiful kick to Morris. He's been good all day for the Hamilton Kangaroos. He swings around looking for Russell. Goes through the hands that time. Waldron was over the back of the pack. And the ball goes out of bounds.
Good duel down here, boys, Batten and Morris. I reckon they've had a really good duel since halfway through that second quarter when Morris shifted forward.
Well, a couple of nice key targets, the Kangas. They can build around.
Russell and McKinnon's been a nice little battle too, I reckon. A couple of real good youngsters. So it's Russell up against Wines. They do it all, the Wines boys. And it's Luke who just gets it and bangs it about 50 metres out of these defensive 50. And he finds Matty Wines. He'll take a bounce. The veteran looks to kick inside. Forward 50 running on is Mortar. Gets the paddle forward. Mortar, can he sock it off the ground? He traps it. On his tail is the defenders of the Hamilton Kangaroos. They're asking the question. And I'll tell you what, Scotty Mortar, every time he goes around near the football, is exciting. And it's a free kick, and he'll look to kick his fourth from about 3 metres out on a tidy sort of angle. But I'll tell you what, this small forward from Grovedale has provided some excitement for the North Warrnambool Eagles fans this afternoon.
He's got some pace, hasn't he? You can't get him on the goal side, otherwise you're in trouble.
Look at that check side with it.
All midstream.
Midstream. Get involved. Play on's the call. Holding the foot. What happened there? I don't know what happened. He's called play on, but you know who's got it. Little Scotty Mortar.
The only bloke
going for
around
5
was the Hamilton player. I just don't think he heard the call.
I don't think he heard the call at all. So Mortar is going to go back. This is the slot through goal number 5. He's got to be in contention for Matthews Patron Player of the Day. If he kicks it, the streaming's back on. And they're going to see Mortar directly in front. 20 metres out, kicks on its way. Wait for the celebration. And there it is. He went to run.
Enough, Mortar?
He's been very, very good, Scotty Mortar. And that is goal number 5. So it's got to put him in Matthews Petroleum Player of the Day contention, Ice.
Yeah, no, they've been a very even performance from the Eagles, I've got to say, right across the ground. They've been good across half-back, been good on the ball, just an even performance.
Here we go. There's
the school teacher, boys.
Look out, Geelong's not out of it, are they?
30 seconds to go, 3 points to the margin.
Oh, 30
seconds.
Hilly, I want you to call it for us, mate. Can you call the Cats, the Dockers? This is like a moment for you in time, big fella.
You had them gone. You didn't give up.
That is unbelievable. And what about the excitement levels when they go?
I get a little excited. Call this, man. I'll wait for the ball to get back in the centre square.
Here goes the Hamilton Kangaroos now looking for a little bit of pride in this last quarter. The Doctor, he's been good. Handballs to a teammate, swings around the body, kicks the Trusanar forward. Coming out the minute was Lukey Wines. Been magnificent today. Could have been a throw. Umpire says no. And a nice mark's been taken by James. Plays on quickly to McKinnon. McKinnon looks for Harry Keast. Yeah, mark's been paid. Been solid again. Goes inboard to Birmingham. Haven't seen a lot of Jet today. Not his usual game. How are we looking, Hilly?
Not a clearance there yet. They're diving on it. Numbers around the ball. 16 seconds left. Mundy tries to get it out. Does. Switkowski gets the kick. No, I think it's going to be too hard for the Cats to get it from here, Matt. Goes on that outer side wing. 3-point win will be to the Dockers.
Listen to the change. Listen to the change of tone. Their free kick's been paid here. It's going to go to the big man, and that's big Jack Hickey for the Hamilton Kangaroos. So Hickey kicks down, one-on-one contest. Nice mark, though, taken by Nathan Fall. The Fall guy. He plays on quickly. Looking for Morris. Diving attempt. Good effort, too. Spinning out of the pack. That time was Hicks. Wrapped up in a tackle, and that ball's going absolutely nowhere. So 14-10-94, the Eagles. Kangaroos 5-7-37. Shojin, rock hard concrete scoreboard.
So ball thrown up and a clearing kick almost there by Muggervan. And they jump on it again. I reckon umpire's just ready to pounce here because no one's making a real clear attempt to get it out. Morris got the handball out. Snap around the body from Luke Youb again, high up and under in the goal square, and a good defensive punch there by McKinnon, and has nicely read there by Darcy Russell, and he kicks it behind. But some fierce work there. Let's go around the grounds. All thanks to the McLaren Hunt Financial Group. Henry Robertson looking after Cobden and Port Fairy. Henry, what's the latest?
G'day, guys. We've just started the last quarter, and it's Cobden by 50 points, 13-14-92, leading Port Fairy 6-6-42.
A nice second half, especially here from the Cobden Bombers. Let's go Terang Mortlake. Oh, a nice mark taken there by Judah Green. A Mako Hire highlight of the day, contender from the youngster. Let's go to Jason Kennedy, Terang Mortlake and the Blues up at the DC Farron Oval. Jace, what's the latest, mate?
Yes, 14-minute mark. Terang Mortlake 7-6-48. To Warrnambool 18-9, 117. They're well and truly on top of us.
Beautiful work. Thanks, Jace. And a goal here to the North Warrnambool Eagles. It was a 3-on-1 situation. Adam Wines, just a nice little handball over the top to Tommy Keast. And Keast kicks his first goal of the afternoon. And they crack the triple figures. 15-10-100 North Warrnambool, leading the Hamilton Kangaroos 5-8-38 on the Shojin concrete scoreboard. A little bit of ease there for the Eagles, I should say, Tildy, on that occasion.
Yeah, sort of blowing out a bit now, isn't it? I must say, Adam Wines, isn't he becoming a real impressive captain? In those two defeats they suffered the previous couple of weeks, he could hold his head high. He played really well in both games, and just his versatility is a great luxury for the Eagles to have, for sure.
Can I ask you, what do you think the Kangaroos are missing? What are they missing in their lineup?
I think the Kangaroos' endeavour's really good, mate. I think they just need a couple of what you would term A-graders. 2 or 3 guys that would, get a game in the Hampton League's best 18.
Yep, and a nice mark taken there from Dylan Parrish inside forward 50, and hasn't he really stamped his authority in the forward 50 this afternoon? He's kicked 4 goals, so him and his buddy Scott Warder looking to combine for 10 goals between the two, and he'll look to kick from about 20 metres out, almost directly in front here, kicking to the, let's say, the Ballarat end of the goals here at the Bushfield Recreation Reserve. So Dylan Parrish, after a 7-goal haul in the first game of the year, 2 goals against the Saints. He missed round number 3 last weekend. Looking to kick his 5th this afternoon from a standing start, and he's just pushed it to the right.
They're into it.
And the Bronx cheers from the Kangaroos are out nice and vocally, and Tildy Carter's amongst that group just down on boundary side.
Magnificent. Country footy at its best, what it's all about. And all in good nature too.
Absolutely. Jack Hickey kicks in, a little bit too much on the kick, and I reckon that's out of bounds on the full. And a free kick will go to Adam Wines for the North Warrnambool Eagles. So he's about 70 from home. The Eagles will go inside forward 50 again. He looks to go short. The target's his brother Matty. How many times have they done that in the backyard over the journey? I would have thought 1,000 and maybe 1,000 more. So Matty Wines is told to go back over the mark. So it's a 63-point margin. Matty Wines been terrific. Inside forward 50. Watch Ben Kellett fly. Good punch by Jack Hickey in the defence. And he sees over the boundary line for a boundary throw-in.
I want to see Parrish get another couple of shots in front of you, Danny Tilt, just for a bit of action. So do I. Bit of entertainment value. 15-11. That's going to be 101. The Eagles, Kangaroos 5-8-38. Shojin, rock hard concrete scoreboard. Live streams back up and going too. Big throw in that time. Birmingham over the back. He's gang tackled. Going nowhere. And we're going to have another ball up. Been good, the umps again today. Done a great job. Fist away that time by Muggervan. The Wines boys. Geez, Matty Wines been good today, I reckon, too. Quick handball there. Just goes through the hands of Porter.
Just on Matty Wines, Stuart, do you think he's spending a bit more time across half forward?
Definitely, Tilt. Not running through the midfield as much.
It doesn't seem to be.
He's been good, though, hasn't he?
Oh, for sure. He's probably had his 25 touches, for sure.
Yeah, don't mind that from a half-forward flanker. Quick kick comes out now. Kangaroos into attack. Ball going to go out of bounds. Yes, it is. Looking for out of bounds in the full. I think it might be too. Result free kick will go to the Kangas. You can see that they've got some new light tower pads going up out here. So they've got some new lights coming at the Bushfield Recreation Reserve.
Waldron. Inside forward 50. Sorry, Matt. I thought you were just giving me the having the spell there.
I've had a bad day today, haven't I? I haven't even given you the tap on the shoulder, mate.
How's that preparation, Stewie?
Been bad preparation today, to be honest, Tilt.
So it's going to be a free kick, and I think it might be down the ground. It's going to go to the Hamilton Kangaroos. So we're just waiting for the ball to come back in hand. And it's going to go right to the goal line. So it's a 50-metre as well. So I didn't see what happened there, but Ubigang going to kick the easiest of goals. That's Luke Ubigang, number 40, kicks his first of the afternoon. And the sixth goal for the Hamilton Kangaroos, they go to 6-9-45, trailing the North Warrnambool Eagles 15-11, 101. And if you're a North Warrnambool Eagles supporter this afternoon, Tildy, you'd be pretty happy with the input from the 21 that's run out there this afternoon.
Yeah, they've bounced back really well, Hilly. We all thought at the start of the season they were going to be a top three side, and even though they've lost a couple of games, I don't think that's changed at all.
And give me a couple of Matthew Petroleum Player of the Day contenders in your eyes.
Well, I think the captain's been very good, Adam Wines. I think Parrish has been very good, and I've been impressed with young Porter in the centre of the ground today for the Eagles.
Yep, terrific player. There they go again, the Eagles inside forward 50. Quinn gathers and he just tries to evade Matty Wines, and that did look a little bit deliberate in my eyes, but umpire Barker's not having a bar and said, no, and we're having a boundary throw in. 50 from home, so we've just ticked over 13 minutes in this final term, so still a lot of football to occur in this final term here at the Bushfield Recreation Reserve, and the Eagles leading comfortably at the moment by 56 points. Nice handball there to Birmingham from Harry Keast, who's been impressive the last couple of weeks, but not on that occasion. Just slightly edged and slid off the side of the boot, and it'll be a free kick to the Hamilton Kangaroos. And Rory Gilwell, been really happy with his game this afternoon from a Kangaroos perspective. Been terrific in that midfield, tried really hard. Brady Hicks, Andrew Pepper's been certainly a really good contributor as well, but the experience and some of those X-factor players for the North Warrnambool Eagles have certainly been that little bit better.
This thing's well and truly gone out of this one too, hasn't it, boys, to be honest?
Gone out of all of us, I think.
Hasn't it?
Give us something, Stewie. Give us something.
Let's lift a bit here. We're going to win it here in the...
Regards, Marie.
In the next couple, I'll tell you what, I'm going to tip us into one. Apple Schnaps over at Ascot, boys. Jump on, jump in. Apple Schnaps. We'll be a bit of that during the week too. Here we go. Big high up and under. McKinnon with a big double fister over the back. Bottom of the pack, it's all Kangaroos, but happy to see the ball go out of bounds. And we're going to have a ball up at that far outer side. It's a big week, isn't it? It's exciting.
Huge.
Early night tonight. Might go for a run tomorrow morning.
Jeez, busy.
And then...
what time's our little... We're meeting up?
Tomorrow.
11:30.
11:30. 11, but probably a little bit earlier, actually, mate, just to set ourselves up.
Preparation.
That's it, Till.
11:29.
Here's Parrish. Come on, have a shot. I want the crowd to get into it. Looks for a teammate in Mortar, looking for 6. Mortar, little left foot snap round the body, bouncing, goes through. Hickey takes it through for a minor score.
Knows where they are, Mortar, though.
Looks like ZZ Tops, that goal umpire. Oh, ZZ's done a magnificent job this afternoon too. They all have the umpires. Trying to lift us here a little bit and spark this contest up somehow. And Tildy, can I just say, as I look down on you, mate, I I can see a little Pontiff. The ball patch is starting to come there for you, Tilt.
Well, I think there might be a shade of grey to it. I think I'm losing too much.
I can see just a little...
You sure? You've got me paranoid.
You've got the bloke beside him, I think.
he's got the earphones in.
Good day down here, boys.
Can
Good
you
day.
remember Big Jerkovic from Cobden, the Pontiff?
Yeah. Flemos, mate. Yeah.
I saw him up at Stall Cup Day a couple of weeks ago, Big Jerker.
How's he travelling?
No, he's going good.
Okay.
He's Parrish, kicks in, big fist away. Muggervan, Mortar for 6. Put him down, and that's got to nearly sew him up for a Matthews Petroleum. 16-12, 108 Eagles, 6-9-45.
Might put him in the votes.
Might put him in the votes for Scotty Mortar, 6 out of 16. It's not a bad return.
Now, we're talking about Big Jerkovic, shall we? Was he a former coach of Hamilton Imperials?
I think he might have been.
I think he was.
Big Brett Jukovic.
A bit of a connection here.
Yeah, absolutely. It just reminded me one day down at Cobden, he got the big claret, big blue busted out, and someone clocked him, and he had a couple of stitches on the melon, and he put this big white patch on, and they were calling him the Pontiff, running around. And I'm looking down on top of you, Tilt, and you are looking like the Pontiff. Yours is... not because you cop one, but because you're balding up, big fella.
No mirrors at Matty's house.
No, none. No. What did I say about throwing stones?
Parrish kicks in now. Hickey. Oh, good contest. Johnston gathers, gets it back to Muggervan. Hickey's there as well. Stacks on the mill. Johnston. Happy to see it go out. He's strong, isn't he, Johnston? He's got that Uncle Paul in him. That fierce competitive nature. Big PJ, premiership player. Might have won a few. I think he might have won a couple at Creek.
Jennington too?
I think back with Buffer Lewis as a young kid.
I think so.
Big PJ. Would have only been young then, but would have liked to throw the cut lunches on TV too. Oh, got to be a free kick there, no. Here's Tommy Key, steps around one, gets it to Porter. Oh, that was a good tackle and rewarded.
Haven't given up trying the Campbell.
No, they
haven't.
haven't.
That.
Cameron White gets a resultant free kick across half-back, so White, a big fly that time. Here goes Kellett. He gets a Porter. 1-2 back to Kellett, inboard to Tommy Keast. He plays on. He's been good in the second half, Tommy. Muggervan's the target, goes through his mitts.
Oh, he's got it back.
He has got it back. Mortar looking for 7. He flicks it up. That was a throw for mine. Muggervan again. High up and under. Mortar. Oh, could have been taken without it. No, I'm just looking for 7.
He might have been a tad.
I think he does like a goal, boys.
He gets mobile when he's near him, doesn't he?
Oh, I love it. I love it.
He might get the blinkers on too, to some degree.
Absolutely.
We all do round goals, Tilt.
So he's kicked 9 in his first 2 games for the North Warrnambool Eagles. It's 108-45, a 63-point margin. Muggervan got the tap down. Wines just shoved out of the contest there. Porter, that's Tate, good handball. Finds Harry Keast. Looks to sharpen up. Parrish direction. Parrish one-handed. May have been ripped off the footy. Tommy Keast for his second in this last term. And he sprays it out wide. And a free kick will go to the Hamilton Kangaroos. And the man, Rory Gill, will take the resultant free kick.
How many goals you kick in your career, Tilt?
10.
10 are the best.
10, no, quality 10 too.
Biggest haul, Tildy?
2. Against North Warrnambool, both in the last quarter one day.
There you go.
Yeah, swung the game. We're only 100 points over the top.
Were the celebrations coming out?
No, very reserved. Very reserved, yeah.
No Scotty Mortar celebrations for you, Tilt.
Definitely not.
Darcy Russell goes down the line. He's tried hard all day. At the back of the pack there is Porter. Got a handball out. James, short kick. And now it's Wines. Adam Wines now spins around and looks to centre it out to a teammate, and just a little bit too much on for Judah Green. And the boundary line's going to beat everyone, and we'll have a boundary throw in centre wing, getting a little bit darker out here at the Bushfield Recreation Reserve. And the North Warrnambool Eagles, we're going to get their second win of the season. They currently lead by 63 points, 16-12 to 6-9.
Yeah, they've been a very workmanlike performance this afternoon by the North Warrnambool Eagles. Here goes Brady Hicks, the skipper, pumping the Kangas into attack again. The ball goes out of bounds.
Just up to you, boys. Obviously, I've seen Croydon and North Warrnambool both on a couple of occasions. How do the South Warrnambool Roosters compared to those two sides?
Side to beat for mine.
Okay.
They're the team to beat, Tilt.
The Red Army.
The Red Army, mate, they were very good against Koroit a couple of weeks ago. They've added a bit of size and a bit of height up forward and some goal-kicking options.
Yeah, they tell me that the forwards are good inclusions for the Roosters.
Absolutely. Weir's one of them. He was very, very good. And Dye was the other. And, they've still got a young kid by Will White. He comes back after Rebels duties.
Yeah, it was impressive last year.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and someone told me that a couple of recruits possibly coming too they're still looking at a couple. I think Jeremy Muggavan's name's been mentioned for South Warrnambool. So
yep, good player.
He'd be a handy inclusion.
And I guess the other side that we're still not really, paying too much attention to is probably undefeated still is Portland.
Yeah, correct. Well, they've done nothing wrong, have they?
No, nothing at all.
Nothing at all. So cameramen have done a great job from Fitz Media today. And the conditions. The draining job, I reckon, that camera work. Here's Tommy Keast again. Gets it to Judah Green. I like that name.
Yeah, has a crack too.
Yeah, he does have a crack. He's been good, Matty Wines. I reckon he's got to be a contender for the Matthews Petroleum too. Been in everything. There's Luke Wines. And umpire Chris Muse says, give it to me.
Give it to me, son.
Let's have a ball up. We've ticked over 21 minutes on the Battery World Time Clock. Final term, Eagles 108.
It's getting dark too, boys.
Kangas 45. He's beaten everything, Keast. That's too high. He plays on quicker to Luke Wines.
Big last quarter, Keast. So Luke Wines will go to his brother Adam. Tries to trap it. Quinn.
Been good too, boys.
Wines have been terrific. Hicks gets the kick further down the ground. Muggavan just working back. Gets it to Batten. Sidestep. Short kick. Finds Porter. I've loved the game of this kid.
Hey, very good.
Batten cleans up. Luke Wines can drive it inside. Forward 50. Mortar. Johnston, who's going to be first. Johnston can go over the top. Parrish, he can kick another one. He does, and that's 5 for Parrish.
So I tell you what, Parrish has kicked 5 and probably involved in 3 or 4 others as well.
Yep. So 17-12, 114 to 6-9-45. They've ran away with it, the North Warrnambool Eagles here. Very good outfit, and I think, as we said before in the pre-game, it was a bit of a statement game for the North Warrnambool Eagles after 2 showings that no doubt they wouldn't have been overly happy with against Koroit and the Warrnambool Blues. Have come out with a bit of a statement this afternoon, Eyes.
Yeah, Matty Stewart getting a bit cold, mate, or he's going, one or the other.
Let's put the coat on, boys.
Chucking on the other pandemic that gets around, the old Kathmandu jacket pandemic. Everyone loves them this time of the year.
Kathmandu.
Yeah, keep me nice and warm. In the commentary box, there's going to be some freezing cold additions.
Who do we watch footy tonight, boys?
Port Adelaide and St Kilda, is it?
Actually, won't be a bad game.
Good game.
Yeah.
Good game.
It's the kind of game the Saints would drop.
The Roo Boys play tonight, I think.
Ooh.
Carlton.
Actually, that'll be a close enough game too, Tilda. I'm giving you guys half a little sniff.
Won't be getting any more on Stewie at the moment.
No, I can't go there.
What about Eyes not having the headset on earlier, boys? That's one of the best things I've ever...
Is that the Southwest Tools Tool of the Week?
Oh, mate,
it probably is, but, I'm only relatively new at the Cobra.
We all make mistakes.
Yeah. I was looking at the buttons. I'm thinking, how come he's not coming through? And I looked over.
Well, if you were pressing the buttons good enough, it still would have picked it up.
I looked over and...
no headphones.
No
and
headphones.
I'm wondering what you're laughing at.
Another set of headphones to be seen. So here we go. The ball's on the 50-metre arc. The Eagles into attack once again. Handball over the top. Wines either. He's against Snooze. Left foot snap around the body. Johnston, strong mark. Matco Hire, highlight of the day contender.
Got good poise, this kid.
He has. He's a beautiful kick of the football too.
Like him up forward too, boys.
Yeah, I do too. Been good today too, Johnston.
Yes, they've been very, very good overall, haven't they?
They're going to go back and have a shot. Slide angle.
And they've got some good players to come in, Matty, too. So.
Yeah, they've got 4 or 5 out today, to be honest. It's been a very, very impressive win. Johnston comes in, kicks on its way. I think he sprayed that just to the right too. Gets good purchase on the ball, does he? Dion Johnston.
Powerful kick. 17-13, 115, 6-9-45. As we're getting closer to full time here at the Bushfield Recreation Reserve. And the Kangaroos have got a few missing as well. Josh Pepper not playing, Huey Douglas amongst a couple of other sort of older experienced players. Gill's been terrific, reads the ball nicely. Good little tap on there to Ethan Knight. Gill's still running. Oh, he just lost it on that bounce. Has some time to recover. Goes back over to Knight. The youngster, inside forward 50. The target's Cameron. Working back there was Callum Grundy. Ball goes to the square and it hits the post as it just keeps on rolling along, and a minor score for the Hamilton Kangaroos.
Post has played a part today at both ends of the ground.
I reckon for Synod account stats, I reckon we've had about 5 or 6 posters.
Yes.
So just waiting for the football to get into the hands of Luke Wines. It's going to be a bit of a tough task to give our Pit Stop Menswear 3, 2 and 1, as there's been some great contributors for the North Warrnambool Eagles, and even our Matthews Petroleum Player of the Day is going to take a little bit of work to work out who's been best afield this afternoon, because we've had some great players across the 4 quarters. Good kick in to Jalen Porter, who's been very serviceable in his first senior game at the Eagles in 2022. Joey McKinnon looks to play on. Batten backs himself, almost took the mark. Football coming through, and Callett reads it nicely. Tommy Keast, he's been impressive. Inside 50 he goes. Adam Wines, 1-on-1. Lurking as Mortar. Little kick comes out to Hickey, and McNeil can clear for the Hamilton Kangaroos, but it's up against a wall of Eagles. Porter, Birmingham, Matty Wines goes over the top to Harry Keast. He can go over the top. Around the body he goes for Goldwood. And that's a great goal there from Harry Keast, a Lucas Brothers snag of the day contender. Ripped it around the corner from about 40 metres out. And that's just the icing on the cake for the North Warrnambool Eagles. 18-13, 121, leading Hamilton 6-10-46. And the younger brigade, Tildy Carter, all thanks to Renfrew Keeps, have been very, very good for the North Warrnambool Eagles.
Yeah, I think the 2 Porter brothers are really handy pickups from Merivale. Just shows that there's some real talent in the District League, and if the clubs want to keep an eye on those players and give them the opportunity to perform at a higher level, that they're really good enough to take that chance.
Spot on, mate. Great call down there. Eagles doing
been cold down here, Stewie.
Oh, it's getting dark too, to be honest. There goes Porter coming through.
Rain coming.
Little 1-2, both Porters in the middle now. Jalen and Tate. Kick comes for Johnson again.
Gee, he played well in the last quarter.
Good forward, boys. That's his spot.
That is his spot, Pontiff.
Oh, it's going to be a long
Who needs
week.
friends?
Yeah. Those boulders at glass houses. I'm not sure about that.
Looks like someone's brickwork might be a little bit skew-if when it starts, Tildy.
Well, it's more expensive anyway.
Yeah, more expensive. It's a call. Might come off the long run on that job, I think.
Oh, come on. Come in now. Johnson kicks on its way. I like this one. It's the goal.
Jeez,
it's
nice
the goal. Surely, and ZZ Top says, yes, big fella. It is a goal. 19-13, 127. Kangaroos 6-10-46. Shojan Rockhard concrete scoreboard. Been a demolition job in the end by the Eagles. They've really bounced back in an impressive fashion this afternoon, Ice Kelson.
They have, big time. We said they needed to step up a bit today. They've certainly done that.
6 goals in this final term, Matthew.
Yeah, 6 goals, the Eagles. They've been fantastic. So the ball back in the middle. Umpire Lockheed's going to ball it up again. Kellett will go up. He wins it down to Birmingham. Birmingham quick kick forward, going back with Wines. Porter gathers. He's a little bit slow to get up. He's dispossessed. Good play there by the defensive 50 of the Hamilton Kangaroos. They pump it long and strong into attack. Over the back is James. Mobs up beautifully well.
Just a kick.
Beautiful kick. We're going to get the job done at Horsham. I don't think we're going to, Ice Kelson. And Cherry runs second. And I don't know who won there, but not the result we're after there.
Only money, boys.
Judah Green will come out with the football. Tommy Keast has been enormous. Parrish is on there. Johnson can fly. Punched away by Ranch into Bailey Mason's hands. Learning curve for him this afternoon up against one of the prime movers in Parrish, and the kick misconstrued and goes into the hands of Adam Wines, the skipper. So Wines has kicked 3 this afternoon, certainly in our conversations for our Pit Stop Menswear 3, 2 and 1. He'll kick from 40, 45-degree angle, the skipper. Adam Wines for goal number 4 this afternoon. Good kick, but just kicked it to the left. and a minor score. So 19-14, 128, 6-10-46, the Hamilton Kangaroos. 33 scoring shots to 16 tells the story here at Bushfield this afternoon. So big kick in there, baton flies, almost takes a nice contested mark. Tommy Keast in there again. I'll tell you what, it's going to be a side as the year gets on that you're going to really have to fight tooth and nail to embed yourself in that best 21, and Tommy Keast is not doing himself any harm with his performance this afternoon. Kicked out of the clearance, gathered there by Murray. Handballs, finds Hicks. Kicks it forward, looking for Starkey. On his tail there is Harry Keast. Oh, Keast did well. Just went through a little passage which he shouldn't have got through, but he did, and he finds Tommy Keast. Shrugs the shoulders, gets the handball out to Batten. Jalen Porter just lost it when he probably just needed to get it out, but they're good enough to recover through Tommy James. And Wines will lead the chase to try and take the mark, and a spoil there from the Kangaroos, and we'll have a throw-in. So it's been a great performance. 6 goals from Scott Mortar, 5 from Dylan Parrish, and 3 from Adam Wines. 14 goals from your 3 main targets. Has been a good day out for the North Warrnambool Eagles.
Yeah, beautifully called, Trent. You heading out to the carnival at all, mate?
We'll go out Thursday. Our school teachers don't get the luxuries of Tuesday and Wednesday, unfortunately.
Oh, hard workers, Hilly, hard workers.
Yes, that's right.
Keep the dream alive.
Be trying to chuck a sickie.
No.
2 weeks of it, eh?
Correct, guys. Correct, Moso. The doctor just walking in front of you downstairs, Tilt. He's had a good game for the Kangas.
Yeah, he's tried very hard, yep. Be right amongst their best 3, I'd imagine.
He's got a good mo on him too.
Yes, yeah. Where's he been playing, Hilly, the last couple of years?
Leopold. He's been playing with a lot of the Southwest Hampton boys up at Leopold.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
Good player. Very good player. So the ball now can't be long to play. We've ticked over 32.5 minutes. Battery World Time Clock, 128 Eagles, 46 Kangas. We'll even get the theme song out here. There's Birmingham. He's been workmanlike today, Jetty. Stacks in the mill going absolutely nowhere. If you're joining us for the first time, the Fremantle Dockers defeated the Cats.
By 3 points.
By 3 points at GMHBA Stadium. Other games, the Blues on top of Terang Mortlake. The Cobden Bombers getting the job done against the Port Fairy Seagulls. Here goes Morris now for the Kangaroos from 55. Goes bang, misses everything. And goes through and goes out of bounds on the full.
In the playground, mate.
That is in the playground. Carter Group Waterboy in that magnificent top down there. Doesn't it look sensational? He's just kicked one over the top of the melon. There goes Grundy. It's little Reggie.
Which one?
Reggie.
Reggie. Callum.
And
long quarter, boys. A long quarter.
That was Callum. A very long
nature
quarter
of the day, hadn't it? I think the timekeeper's asleep this time.
Maybe.
Stewie be alert over there at the Hamilton Kangaroos. He's up at the house. Stewie.
Right in front of the Ladies' Day marquee. They've had a big day down there too, the women.
Where's your apprentice gone, Scotty? He's gone over.
Had enough.
Clocked off.
He's had enough. He's had enough listening to you boys up there, all right?
He'll be tuning in, don't worry. Here's Tommy Keast. Been good in the second half, Tommy. Good to see him back into that Eagles outfit.
Look at Scotty Mortar running forward.
Mortar's looking for another one. He's kicked 6. Porter goes back inboard.
Give it to him.
To Wines. To Parrish. Parrish, he's dropped it. They wanted it downstairs too. That would have been magnificent. Good fist away in the end. Porter, well done. Take it too high for mine. And the free kick will go to Porter.
Not happy either, Porter.
No, not happy. Got taken high, Jalen.
Too late in the day for that, boys.
Yeah, too late.
No,
think about yourself.
Too much energy, Scotty.
Way too much.
Oh, he's reversed it. Oh, no. Oh, that's disappointing.
Hamilton boys are happy.
Oh, Hamilton boys are happy. That's given them something to cheer about late. I just want to get the ball in the hands of Parrish right in front of him here. Might give us a little bit of entertainment value, Tilt.
Yeah, we need a little bit of a spark, Stewie. Maybe call the last 100 a race or something for us, mate.
Seriously, 35 minutes gone in this final turn. There can't be long to play. Are they awake over there?
Well, I'm not sure, mate. I don't know. It's getting cold.
It is getting very cold and dark out here at Bushfield. Umpire Chris Mew balls it up. There's Judah Green. He likes it tough and hard. And there's the honker. There's the honker. Siren goes. 19-14, 128 the Eagles. Kangaroo 6-10, 46.